All right, and we're live for another episode of Conversations with my very special guest, Chris of Laser Wagon. How you doing, good sir?
Doing well tonight, Larry. Thanks. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for coming on, man. I had been wanting to have you on, and I was like, I just trying to find the time on when I could, actually plan this. So it was great that we got to hang out at Frightmare, and then now here we are. I thought it would be a great way to segue into Houston horror coming up this weekend, but
Absolutely. And
well,
again, I have to apologize for my background. You caught me on a work trip, and normally the channel's a little more interesting than this on my end, but I wasn't going to miss this conversation. So we talked about it, and you assured me that it's not about the background; it's just about the conversation, right? So we
yes,
can
sir.
still have a great conversation with the murder basement background. So
No, for sure, for sure. I mean, I've done it before. I know we talked about this previously. I've been in a similar situation, so no, it should be good, my man. Uh,
awesome.
so before we get into the meat and potatoes of everything, why don't you let us and the audience know who Laser Wagon is?
Yeah, so we are Laser Wagon, and I still have not fully revealed what that really means. Like some people have asked me, and I've told a couple of people. First of all, I'm Chris. A lot of people call me Laser. I'm still not used to that. People say Laser, and I'm like, and I turn around and I'm like, oh, I got to answer to that, because the name of the channel is Laser Wagon. You can call me Laser, you can call me Wagon, you can call me Chris. Um, a little bit about the origin of the channel name. It came from a friend of mine, a conversation we were having about a hospital stay that his wife was experiencing, and I don't want to go too much into it, but there was a laser brought into the hospital, literally on a radio flyer, and he had a fit, and he started going off on the hospital staff saying, "You're telling me you brought a laser on a wagon?" And I couldn't stop laughing. And me and this guy Tony, and I'll have him on our channel one day to hear his version because he's way funnier than I am, and hearing him tell it firsthand. But so the laser wagon, and we had talked about starting a podcast years ago, and I told him, I said, Tony, that's the name. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. And he goes, but I'm never going to be able to really commit to it. And I said, well, can I have that name, Laser Wagon? And he's like, sure. So I was like, that's what it's going to be called. And then, I start recording these horror conventions. I just wanted to capture my experience. And so I thought, it doesn't really make sense with horror movies like Laser Wagon. I was like, it sounds more like a UFO. So that's where we brought in the branding of a UFO. And again, I still had this weird feeling because people are like, yeah, but shouldn't you be doing like sci-fi conventions exclusively and things like this? And I thought, they got a point. But then I had an epiphany. I was watching Ash versus Evil Dead and the TV series, which is amazing. And the second season, when Ash goes back in time to the 80s, and the Delta crashes into wherever he is in Michigan, and for about 2 seconds in the background, like they show these people's reaction to this car. It's kind of a Back to the Future-esque
Hmm.
entrance. People are like, "Where's this car coming out of nowhere?" And you see a guy playing and again, this is Sam Raimi. This is where it all comes together. But you see this guy playing a knockoff of Moon Patrol, which for the elders in the audience, Moon Patrol was an old video game that had a side scroller with a wagon um, jumping over moon craters, and but it was called Moon Patrol. Well, you see it for about 2 seconds, and this guy there's a reaction of him turning from the video game cabinet, and on the side of the cabinet, Laser Wagon. And I was like, what? I had to stop it and turn it back. I'm like, it's already been done and said. I was like, of course Sam Raimi beat me to it. But I figured, hey, that's my tie-in to horror. So the long way around is that Laser Wagon is very much tied into horror because it's in Ash vs. Evil Dead season two.
Well, see, and that would then you can say that's a deep cut into Ash versus Evil Dead, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You
It's a
know,
huge deep cut. Um, so yeah, but as far as like our channel, like you want me to kind of say what we do or what we try attempt to do?
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, you know, there's tons of horror vlogs out there and I love every single one of them. That's what, got me into wanting to record my own experience. I think what started one reason that started it was I would look up horror conventions that I couldn't get to, East Coast, West Coast, wherever. for the love of horror, across the pond. And I would watch these people document their experiences at these horror conventions, and I thought, man, it is so great that still able to experience and see some of what goes on at these shows, even if I can't get to them. And so the first Houston Horror Film Festival that was down closer near Sugarland, I don't know if you've made it to that one or not, but I think it was 22 maybe. I had a,
Yes.
were you
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
there. It's weird because I was trying to remember, like, man, when did it start? But
yeah,
then in looking back, I was just like, okay, I must have been at that first one then. That's crazy because I remember
yeah.
that one, and I've pretty much been going ever since.
Yeah, and I had been to a few Frightmares, before that, I think 18. I haven't been going. I wish I had been going as long as you have, but, I had gone, like, 2018, I think I did a day trip to Frightmare, and then 2019, I stayed all day, and then but it wasn't until 22 that I was like, "I'm gonna start," like, I just took photos then, and I was like, "I'm gonna get a gimbal and do like these other guys, or try to emulate what I'm seeing, because maybe somebody can't make it to Houston Horror, so let me just try to record it." And apologies for anybody that goes back and watches that first video, because I had just taken the gimbal out of the box, didn't know how to operate it. There's a lot of this and this, but I was learning, right? And I do leave it on there for prosperity, like to see how far that I've come, because it's like, wow, you've come a long way, baby. But yeah, I just wanted to record these horror convention experiences, and this is a side note, and I don't want to bring the room down or anything, but I know you kind of asked me like why YouTube. So, and I'll keep this part brief because again, I don't want to be a downer, but I lost my son when he was 13 years old, and one of his dreams was to start a YouTube channel. So he was very early on where he would just take my phone or an iPad and prop it up against the TV. I mean, it's really bad quality, but he had the concept down. And so I had started looking into Elgato and things like how can I help him build his channel? And he wanted to do video game channel. So if you ever see my tattoos, I've got a giant can't turn my arm, but there's a Mario and a
Oh
Zelda. This
yeah,
is for my
yeah.
son. His name was Luke, so I've got Luke with the binary sunset. I've got his signature here. So he was a huge Star Wars fan, and I did want to share this because it ties into conventions. Uh, we got to meet Mark Hamill, and
Oh, that's awesome.
me, my son Luke, and my daughter Layla, not Leia, but Layla. And so and Luke could give a rip about Star Wars. He did not care in the least. And I'm like, that's what I get for naming him Luke. And uh, so we stood in line in Dallas. I think it was a fan expo or one of the shows in Dallas that Mark Hamill was at. And those four kids sat there with me for, 45 minutes to an hour just to get to the photo op line. And it's Mark Hamill. So, I mean, it is turn and burn. But I had them all decked out in a Star Wars shirt. Like I had a stay on target. Luke had like, or no, Luke had to stay on target. I had like Ben and Obi-Wan, like the profile fight at the end. And then Layla had an Ewok shirt. I think it was like a junk food Ewok, and it said "Save the trees." And so we finally get up to them, and again, they don't care. They know it's Luke Skywalker, but they don't care. They're so little. And Mark he says, "Well, hello, little Ewok person," to my daughter, and she's just like, "Whatever." And Luke steps up to Mark Hamill, and he says, "I'm named after you. My dad named me after you." And he goes, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, and this is my daughter, Layla." Well, of course, Mark Hamill hears Leia, and he
Hmm.
turns to me, and it was such a cool experience for me because Mark Hamill like looks me in the eyes and he goes, "Did you really name them Luke and Leia?" And I go, "No, it's Layla, like Eric Clapton." And he goes, "Oh, I love that song." So it was just a cool, special moment, and I've got that photo, so it's a moment, it's a memory that I cherish. But short story long is I wanted to carry on that tradition of his YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel, while I enjoy getting subscribers and stuff, it's not about the followers for me. It's just more about kind of carrying on that tradition, and I know I would be helping him, or he would be helping me now figuring out the tech. But yeah, I like to remember that as why the main reason why I'm doing YouTube is kind of in my son's memory. I love talking about him. I don't want anybody, sharing stories and memories. So I don't want anybody to ever think that's a sore subject. I welcome anybody to ask me about him and just tell him he was a very special person. So that's what got me into YouTube. Again, not to bring the conversation down, but the way we try to differentiate ourselves. So we're a team. It's not just me. It's also Sam Franks. He's a friend of mine, been my friend forever, who's a professional photographer. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take a professional photographer as my, my right hand. Definitely. I'm not going to turn that down. And then we also have a guy, Michael, who's going to kind of be our tech support that he's just got jumped on board a few weeks ago. So we like to say we're a team of three. You see my face more just because I have more access to it, and I spend more money on horror stuff than they do. So it's like I got more stuff to talk about. They're like, man, where are you? You're blowing some money. But anyway, the way we try to, like I said, there's hundreds of vlogs and walkthroughs, and so we try to do a little bit of everything. But we're really trying to refine the channel to do heavy focus on cosplayers, like cosplayers and vendors. So we want to like the celebrities are great, but the heart and soul or the heartbeat of the conventions, I feel, is the cosplayers. Because I mean, I love seeing the fan interactions when someone sees their favorite character and please can I take a picture with you, like those moments are special for the cosplayers and special for the fans, and it's the life and breath, right? And so you know what I mean, like,
Yeah, no,
would you agree?
and I don't mean to interrupt you there. I mean,
No, please do.
and if you think about it, it kind of goes back to the story of your kids, because I've seen so many times I've seen these little kids just go up to like Jason or a Freddy, and they're just so like they're just so like, oh my god, they're so like not scared, and
Yeah,
just seeing that, it's just kind of like, man, like it's one of those things where it's like you kind of, man, you it takes you back, you know what I mean, like at least
it
for
does.
me in those situations where it's like, man, that's so awesome that you see this 5-year old 6-year old not afraid of this big hulking Jason or this
Yeah,
looming Michael Myers or Art the Clown or anything like that, because I'm not for nothing, but I don't like clowns. but
right. Yeah,
no, it's
you're
just
not
stuff like
alone.
that. Yeah. So that's the thing for me, it's just like that. That's I mean that's I like seeing those interactions too, especially when they're like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you?" And I'll be like, "Well, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna let y'all do your thing." And I just
Yeah.
enjoy the moment with them. That's awesome.
It is. It's those special moments, and I did take my daughter again. I drug her along one day when Robert Englund was at Frightmare. It was 1819, one of those. It was before the pandemic for sure, and I wanted to get him to sign my gloves so badly, and I didn't understand at the time that Robert takes his time with the
Hmm.
fans, and he may talk to somebody for 35 minutes, and they were working on line caps and stuff. But my poor daughter, we sat in line for 6 hours, and I don't
Oh
think
my
we moved
god.
6 feet, Larry. We did
Oh
not
my
the
god.
whole time, but I knew that we had a photo op secured. So I was like, you know what, if we don't, and I was like, hey, staying in this line keeps me from spending money on
Yeah,
other
that's it.
stuff. And so I was trying to be positive about it. So it didn't happen with the glove. I later got Heather to sign the glove, which was awesome. And but we did get the photo op, and talking in the meantime there was cosplayers, and my daughter would walk up to Michael Myers and not scared at all, like you said, and she was probably 9 or 10. She was tiny, and I've got photos with her and like a NES Jason and all these people. But when we walked up to Robert for the photo op, I had my glove, and he had his glove, and he does something different with each person that comes through. He'll do a prom pose and all these different things, but he kind of waits to see what the energy is and who's coming in. And so he sees my daughter, who was super tiny, and then he sees me, and he goes, "Okay, you got a glove, I got a glove." He goes, we're going to arm wrestle. I'm going to arm wrestle your daughter with gloves, and you're the referee. And he was looking her dead in the face, and I'm in the middle, like this is their faces. And he goes, on three, we're all going to turn at the camera and scream. So he was like, 1, 2, 3, ah! And it's another classic photo. It's buried somewhere on my Instagram, but it's just one of those moments, man, that you look back on, and it's a special moment. And I have taken her to meet. She's met the entire cast of Stranger Things, uh,
Nice.
not at all in one shot, but I did get a photo of her. She peeked through when she got to meet. Oh my gosh, it was Sadie Sink and Dustin, and there was three of them. I can't think of all the names right now, but she took a peek and she saw them, and she was like fangirling. She was doing this, I think, and I got a photo of that, and it's one of my favorite pictures that she just saw him, and then uh, Dustin was doing something, or Dayton Matarazzo was doing something crazy with this. leaf. Like I could tell the first few people in front of us getting their photo, he had a leaf in his mouth and he was just chewing on it. And I was like, well, that's weird. I was like, I hope he doesn't leave that in his mouth for our photo. And so when she comes out and they're like, oh, it's a little kid, so we need to really ham it up. And my daughter goes, she had a Sadie Sink. It said there's a Sadie Sink shirt on, but my daughter does this 11, claw, like reaching out to the camera. And Dustin looks down at her and he takes that uh, leaf out of, or Gaten takes that leaf out of his mouth and he does the same thing. And it's just one of those cool moments, totally improvised.
Nice.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
those fan moments. So we want to focus on the cosplayers and the vendors as much as we can, and we want to talk to the volunteers. And just capture the weekend and hope that somebody that couldn't make the show gets something out of it, or it feels like, hey, I kind of felt like I was there. So that's what our purpose is, or our mission is. We just want to remember, like, look back on it as, man, that was fun, or did you know that person was there, or hey, I caught you in the background, like stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really dig too. And I was looking back at your previous videos, and I was trying to like, okay, you were there when I was there, so
yeah,
I think might have been like maybe one video and I think I commented on that video. I was like, oh my god, like you can see I think my back or my backpack or something like that, because I always have my backpack with me.
yeah,
And so yeah, but it's cool like going back and seeing people's videos and I'm like, holy crap, like there I am. Or like
I was there.
I'll see my buddy Joe, who you met at Frightmare. I'll
Yes,
be like, oh man, you were, check this out, you were here.
yeah,
Like I don't know if you ever seen that, just to kind of go up on a quick tangent. So
no,
if you ever seen that Wolfman's Got Nards documentary.
I haven't. I don't think I've seen the documentary.
So the documentary obviously is about Monster Squad, right?
Yeah, love it.
So what's interesting is, as I was watching it, it was basically they were documenting them going to like draft houses across the US for the anniversary. So then lo and behold, in one scene, my buddy Joe pops up, like he's
No
sitting in a chair,
way.
like during the Q&A they were filming. And I
Yeah,
was just like, I took a screenshot and I settled the name and I sent it to him. I was like, hey, look who's here, look who showed up. And yeah, it was just he didn't expect it. And yeah, so it was pretty cool. Stuff like
he
that is
should.
always like pretty fun.
I think he should get an IMDb credit for
I know, right?
that, for being in the background. Yeah,
I was like, where's the royalty check?
Actors Guild card carrying member.
All right. So before we go on a little further, I want to acknowledge some of the people in the chat. Looks like
Yeah.
we have Mr. Dan showed up. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Dan.
Hey, Mr.
Uh,
Dan.
we also got my man Russell. Hey, the man, the myth, the legend, Larry, and guests. Thank you so much. And
Ah,
also, Russell, happy birthday, my friend.
happy birthday, Russell.
He just turned 70 today, so very special. Happy
Oh,
birthday to Russell.
that's a milestone. That's a big one.
Yeah, super supportive. He's super cool. As is Mr. Dan. Mr. Dan's also really cool. He's saying hi back to Russell. So yeah. Yeah, so with that, man, I mean, I know you said that you're about the cosplayers, the vendors and stuff like that, which you are pretty much I would say you are correct, because a lot of the times it's like we've talked about this before. I usually do autographs like Fridays when it's not as busy, and then after that, it's just like I basically go panels, and then because I like the stories. You mentioned Robert England, who I tell everybody I've been lucky enough to meet him twice, and the first time I didn't get a chance to take a picture with him because he wasn't doing selfies at his table. He was only doing
Mhm.
pro photo ops. But you're definitely right. When he was signing my picture, I have a picture of him like that with the photo, and then he just yells at me like "take the picture" as Freddie's voice, and I was like, "Oh, that's great."
Oh, that gives me
So
chills.
so it was just like I wasn't expecting it, because I was like trying to get it like in focus and everything.
Yeah,
And then the second time I met him, like I actually got him like I got to take a selfie with him, and he's got like his hand up like he's gonna strike me down.
yeah,
So yeah, it's just I understand that feeling. And kind of going back to your story about meeting Mark Hamill. I'm so jealous, man, because I was really hoping to go to that fan expo, because it's like, man,
yes,
when am I ever gonna meet Luke Skywalker?
exactly.
And it's like I couldn't go.
Yeah,
And
I
he hasn't been back ever since, I don't think.
he hasn't, and I was lucky enough. I used to do, like, I say that my first fan experience was meeting Clive Barker in '92, and talk about kicking yourself. It was the most random show. It was in Arlington, Texas, 1992. I think the ballpark that they don't use anymore, but still there. The ballpark at Arlington had either just opened or was about to open, and there was only two people there. It was Clive Barker and Stan Lee, and I don't know the connection other than, I mean, I don't know, but I went for Clive Barker, and I was a huge comic book fan too, and I'm like, why did you not get Stan Lee's autograph? You know, I got 10 things signed by Clive Barker, which was, don't get me wrong, that was super cool, but I'm like, Stan Lee was right there. And it's like '92. I mean, it was probably $30 to get his
Yeah.
autograph. And he was, spry and with it and all this stuff. So that was one of my first, I guess, fan experiences. And not much longer, I got to meet Todd McFarlane. But then I got to the point where I was like, I have to make a delineation. I uh, can't keep collecting Star Wars and superheroes and horror. But I guess where I was trying to go is I was able to meet Carrie Fisher around the early 2000s, and it was a very like, she was behind all these curtains, and there was no photo ops, and there's no way you're taking a picture, but she was super sweet. And of course, I didn't want to feel like a creep, but they had the photos you could pick from, and I'm going Slave Leia, like I just am. I'm sorry, like
I mean,
who's
it's
not?
there.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, what's the choice? There's no decision. So I had to get the Slave Leia photo, and I told her, I was like, hey, Carrie, I was like, thank you so much for coming to Plano or Richardson, wherever it was. And I said, I just got to tell you. And it was right after my birthday or a week before my birthday, which is, I share a birthday with her. So it's October
Oh,
21st is Carrie Fisher's birthday. So I'm like, what do I say that she hasn't heard a million billion times, And so I was like, hey, I just want to wish you an happy birthday. We share a birthday. And every year when I listen to the radio, again, that tells you how old this was. I don't even know if satellite radio was around, but I was like, in the morning on the radio, they list the celebrity birthdays. Hey, today's celebrity birthdays are, and they would always say Carrie Fisher. And I said, so I just want to wish you a happy birthday. It always makes my birthday to hear them wish you a happy birthday. And so on the photo of Slave Leia, she wrote, happy birthday to celebrity Chris, or something like, Carrie Fisher. And this was even before, obviously before the sequels or prequels,
yeah,
or,
yeah.
or whatever. But so anyway, those early fan interactions, I didn't even, think about trying to capture or film some of that stuff. But it kind of set me a base, I feel like, for my huge appreciation for fan conventions now in general.
Yeah, I can, and I mean, I can, again, going back to your content, you can tell how much like work and passion you have for it. I mean, the shots that you've done with your drone shots and like all that stuff, like that stuff, you can really tell that you guys are really like legit serious about it.
Yeah,
And I mean, I know you said like your earlier stuff is kind of like, oh, you kind of gotta forgive the shakiness or the
yeah,
movements and stuff, but no, it's just, I mean, it's like with anybody that's just starting out. I mean, it's
yeah,
I we had this conversation a while back where it was just like I know you told me about the footage issue that you had, and I was like, any footage you can always turn it into something, man. Like it's
yeah.
always like any footage is good, is footage. You can always make something out of it, and
Yeah, you walked
it's
me off the ledge because I was in a dark place, because I had 2 days of footage from Texas Haunters, which I had never been to, and I took this. I mean, I spent all this time visiting this one guy's creepy booth. It's I think it's McFeely, and I'm gonna go back and catch him one day. He's always at the oddities expos, and so I want to. And he was like, I can't wait to see the video. Like, I mean, he was mic'd up. He explained his whole booth, where he got all this stuff. That, and then the week before, it's because these two things were back to back. I think it was my second year at Oklahoma Horror. And I mean, again, I had gotten all what I felt like was great footage. I just needed to trim it down. And so I had both of those shows sitting on my camera, because I had not had a chance to download them, which, note to self, clear your card as soon as you get home, or if not, each night. I've done it now every night when I go to the hotel after a show. Clear the card, back it up, put it three different places. Um, but what happened is Sam and I got to Houston Horror that same summer, and we ran downstairs, and I started rolling, And about 2 minutes in, it said memory card full. And I was like, oh, F. So I said, Sam, I got to run upstairs and clear my card. So I went up and, it's 2 shows worth of footage. And I was like, let's just drag this over. And it's like, yeah, this will be ready in about 4 hours. And I was like, oh no. And another, this is getting way too detailed, but another problem I was having with my camera is, and this is for the tech people, but I had a issue with this micro SD card. When I remove it, it erased the card. And I know it's a fault with the card, but so I
Hmm.
lost some footage at Frightmare, and I was like, well, I'm not taking this card out. I've got to leave it in and just drag the footage over. Well, that wasn't an option because it said 4 hours. Well, the Friday will be over at Houston Horror in 4 hours. So I was like, oh, I think I've got it all backed up somewhere. Surely I'm not stupid enough to not have backed it up. And so I cleared the card, and I mean, I knew immediately that I had lost all that footage, or figured I had. And then that's when I was talking to you at the Houston pop up that next October. I said, Larry, I'm in a bad spot because I'm just killing myself that I've wasted all that footage, and I've got some B roll and I've got some phone footage. And you're like, man, it's okay to step away and take a break, and don't beat yourself up about it. And you still probably have something like you said, some footage is better than no footage.
Yep.
Make some shorts, or everything doesn't have to be an hour long. Like, people don't want to watch an hour all the time. So um, I really appreciate that advice, and it took it to heart, and it kind of kept me going and re-energized my batteries to, like you said, some is better than none. Somebody's going to
Yep.
appreciate 5 minutes versus nothing. So
Yeah, of course. I mean, and I only know that because of like my personal like experiences and stuff like that, stuff that I had been through. Like a lot of the times when I tried to record something or some sort of audio, it's like at the beginning I was like, oh man, like the audio's like, terrible. I don't know if I brought this up to you, but one Frightmare was like me, my buddy Joe, and another a buddy that would go with us before. We recorded this whole almost 3 hour commentary of RoboCop.
oh,
3 hours of us talking about RoboCop, and the movie's
yeah,
not even 3 hours long.
yeah,
And at the end of it, I went to go back, and I had like a dual like wired mic sort of thing. So like we were
yeah,
kind of like talking. I went back and I heard the footage, and I was just like, I couldn't do anything with it. The audio sounded so bad, even though it was like I had the mic here, Joe had the mic here, like we were just kind of like back and forth, and we were talking clear enough, and it didn't come up. It didn't come up right on the audio, and so I told him like because Joe would tell me all the time. He's like, dude, I wish we could get that audio back, and I was like, man, it's terrible. Like I wish I could fix it. I tried to fix it, but I couldn't. Like there was no way. It was
yeah,
just like it was cracking in some parts, and other parts is like you can barely hear you even when I turn the volume all the way up on my software. Like same thing.
yeah, yeah,
Other than trying to do some sort of AI magic or something, like I'm like, no, I just scrapped like that. In that case, I was like, I scrapped it, and I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna beat myself up over it.
yeah.
I'll
Because
just, it's like why it happens.
yeah, move on. And like Sam and I, we recorded an entire podcast. It wasn't 3 hours, but it was probably an hour and change. And it was one of the last episodes of our first season. And I mean, when we were done, we were like, man, we felt really good about that episode. Like, we said some stuff because we give ourselves 3 bullet points. We don't allow ourselves heavy notes. Like, we'll check our phone to make sure that we're getting stuff right, but we don't want it to feel scripted. We want, like this, we want it to be a
Yep.
conversation, because I feel like that's more natural, more interesting for anybody that's tuned in. So we'll give ourselves 3 bullets, and I mean, we may stray way off the path, or we may stay hyper focused. We shot the whole thing, and I mean, we spend a lot of time before we spend more time setting up lights and camera tests before we even shoot. Like, it takes us way longer to set up than when we shoot for an hour. So we shot, this great killer episode, what we thought was great, and we go back to listen to it, and we run the audio through like a little duocaster type soundboard thing, and my fat finger hit the robot voice button. So the conversation, Sam sounds gold, and I sound like freaking C3PO. And he's like, "Is there any way you can fix it?" And I did all this research, and they're like, "Unfortunately, if you run it through the duocaster, it's baked in. Like, there's no way you're fixing it." And And we just had to laugh. We're like, that's ridiculous. Nobody's going to listen to that. Maybe we'll release it one day as like, as just as a joke or on April Fools. But I mean, we were so mad, but then we just kind of had to laugh. We're like,
Yeah.
you know what? This is part of it. It's a learning
Yeah.
experience. And guess what? We get to shoot it again. And we were like, there's no way we're going to say the exact same things
Yeah.
that we did before, but so what? Like we probably said some different things that we didn't think of, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just a, it's just, and I'm hanging out with my friend, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just like this, I'm hanging out with my friend. So it's fun either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I mean, it's always going to be one of those things where, like, I'll give this example. I, you know, me and Joe, we've seen Predator a million times. We've seen Commando a million times. But there's
Yeah.
always something that we can talk about in regards to the film. There's always something new and fresh that we can, oh, did you ever think about this? Or did you ever think about that? Or, oh, what about this? And it's just like we'll have a conversation about it. And that's kind of how, like, that's what that footage for the, or that audio for the RoboCop was. It's just like we just kind of, we've talked about it so many times, seen it so many times, and it's just we just went into it and it's like, okay, well, movie's over. It's been like 3 hours. Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's cut it there. And then when I got home and I tried to listen to it back and do all that stuff, I was like, oh my god, man, it's
What
insane.
happened?
Yeah. So now I have the wireless mics, so I can use that, and
Yeah.
I have a different headset for that, just in case I'm gonna do something live somewhere.
Yeah.
It's more of a solid connection just to my phone or whatever. But let me go back to the chat real quick, just to, I
Yeah.
saw some other people come in. So
Yeah.
Russell said cheers. I'm assuming because we gave him the birthday wishes. So
Yes,
Russell, my
sir.
man, you are the best. We have Johnny Horror stop by. What's up, fellas? How's it going,
What's up,
Johnny?
Johnny?
Thanks for stopping by. Russell said Robert England was funny as the devil on Married with Children. Do you remember that episode?
Yes. I totally forgot about that. Holy cow.
So I will tell you, Russell is a wealth of knowledge of, like, films, and I mean, he comes up with, like, wow, I did not know that, and I mean, he's got, I mean, yeah, 70 years worth of knowledge in his head. He's awesome. We
That
also
is
got
awesome.
the Unbox It folks here. Thanks for stopping by. Great
Hey,
to see you
unbox
all.
it.
It's Mama Squish and maybe Troy, or just Mama Squish. I don't know. But no, thank you so much, man, for coming by and hanging out.
Yeah.
So many times we have recorded and camera died, or storage
Yes.
full, or
The
microphones
worst.
died. Wow. And connected through the car audio and no sound. Wow.
I'm glad it's not just me then. That makes me feel so much better.
I got she's okay, so it's just Mama Squish. Cool. Okay,
Hey,
thanks for
Kim.
stopping by.
I do want to say just I'll tie in my Robert England. Like I told you, I sat in line for 6 hours. We moved 6 inches. Um, but 2 years, two plus, he if it was 18 or 19 when he was there, then he came back after the pandemic, and that's when I got Heather to sign my glove because I was like, I can wait in line for 45 minutes for Heather, but again, Robert's line was Banana Town. So,
Mhm.
but another thing, Sam and I talk about these conventions. When if you're lucky enough or have the opportunity to stay at the host hotel, which it doesn't always work out. It's hard to do sometimes, but you're going to get these elevator. We call them elevator stories. Like at some point, you're going to ride the elevator with somebody cool, or somebody from the show. And so it was the end of the like Saturday end of the show, and right before the door closes, Robert England sneaks in and pops in, and you can tell. I mean, he's exhausted. He's been giving 100 billion% to everybody all day long, and he doesn't want to talk to anybody else. So he talks. He's just like, "Oh, hello everyone," and I had the best barbecue, and like he's talking so much because he doesn't want anyone else to whip his ass. Like he's like, I'm done talking. And I
Mhm.
was just like, oh my God, it's Robert England. It's Robert England. I was like, I got to tell him about my Nightmare on Elm Street tattoo. I have to tell him, and I was like, if he takes a breath, I'm going to say something. And he stopped, and you think this elevator ride is 4 hours, but it was only about 2 minutes or a minute and a half. And I was like, do I say Freddie, Mr. England? What do I say? And I just go, Robert. And he kind of looked at me. I go, I just have to show you this tattoo. And it's the poster,
Nice.
the Nightmare on Elm Street poster. I was like, I just got to show you this. And he goes, oh, he goes, that's amazing. He goes, did you show Heather? He goes, you got to show Heather. And I said, I did. And he goes, what did she say? And I go, she said it was awesome. And we kind of laughed for a minute. And then he said, come by my table tomorrow. And I mean, so nice of him to say this, but I was like, dude, I ain't getting nowhere near your table. You're lying. Like, and I'm not going to go to the front and be like,
Yeah.
Robert said, but it was just, this was enough for me. He said, come by my table tomorrow. I'll have my, handler or assistant take a photo of that. He goes, I want to put it on robertengland.com. And I was like, okay, man, I'll do that. And then he left and I was like, I'm not going to go. Nobody's going to let me get close enough to him to be, oh, Robert said he wants a picture of my tattoo. They'd be like, hit the bricks, Lazer,
Yeah.
but I
Mr.
mean,
Wagon.
yeah, Mr. Wagon, once you wagon on out of here, take your wagon out of here. But that's just the kind of guy he is. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what, that interaction, that elevator story, like Sam and I like to call him, that to me meant more than waiting for 6 hours. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I still want a glove or anything signed by him.
Hmm.
But that kind of like I was like, okay, I'm technically, he doesn't remember that. He'll never remember that. But I'll take that with me to the grave.
Yeah. No, and I mean to kind of piggyback off of your Robert England story. I mean, when I met him the first time, I didn't know. I was kind of like, oh man, and like you said, I mean, his line was crazy. His line's crazier now than it was back then.
Hmm.
But and this is the other thing. This is the advice I give everybody. If you can meet a horror icon at a pop culture con, go and meet them because their line is going to be stupid, like stupid small compared
Yeah.
to a horror convention. Bruce
Hmm.
Campbell, perfect example. Met him, waited like 5-10 minutes. We had a great conversation, and yeah, he kind of talked trash to me a little bit. I talked back to him.
Yeah. Which is his
No,
deal.
yeah, no, he was great. No, and then same with Robert England. When I met Robert England, I was like, I was the guy next to me. He started talking to him, and he was like back and forth. And then he looks at me. He's like, "Oh, you know what I mean?" And I'm like, yeah." So he pulled me into the conversation. So then next 30 minutes was him talking to both of us,
So
and then
cool.
it was my turn
Yeah.
to
So you
to
kind of
get
got
my signature. And I was just
double.
like, I told him like, Mr. England, after that, I don't even know what to ask you.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
got
and
double scoops. You're like, I'm out of questions.
yeah. So then I asked him my question, and then well, basically my question was like, which was his favorite of the Elm Street films, right? And then
Oh,
he
yeah.
basically broke down each one. Like he went into a full conversation about like every single one and like the difference between all of them, and like, well, three's fan favorite, this two's darker and all this stuff, and I like, I like the last one, the New Nightmare, because he likes New Nightmare because of the way it's shot and all this stuff, and the meta parts of it and all that stuff. And
Hmm.
I was like, wow, man, it's a great storyteller. So I tell everybody, if you can meet Robert England, great storyteller, amazing
Yeah.
storyteller. Like, you sit down and you listen to what that man has to say, because
Yeah.
his stories are amazing, and he just pulls you in. And it's not like some people like, yeah, I was there, it was good, whatever. And which,
Hmm.
oddly enough, compared to other pop culture conventions and stuff, there's a lot of the horror ones seem like they want to be there. And I think that's what
Yes.
makes it that much more special for like me when I go, or like, somebody in the horror community. People in the
Yeah.
horror community seem to always have like the great experience. And whenever I've gone to like pop culture comic cons, they always seem like they're more about, it's more about the money. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna test your theory, and I bet you're right, and I hope you're right because I'm going to Dallas Fan Expo in September. I was gonna go anyway because another thing about our channel, it's like, yeah, we do horror, but I still want to promote. Like, I love sci-fi, I love anime, I love superheroes. So I don't want our channel to just be horror because there's people that just like sci-fi and just so I want
Hmm.
to we want to broaden that more. And I've done a few pop culture, but I'm trying to get more into it. So I was like, that's it. I'm going to Dallas Fan Expo just because it's so big and there's the cosplays out of control. Um, so I was already going to go, but then they announced Sam Raimi, and I was like, oh, it's like, okay, now I'm really going to go. I bought my ticket, bought my room, and I'm hoping that the line is a little, hope he's a little more accessible. But I want to take. Um, I was up in the air for a minute, and I was asking a friend of mine online that's a big Evil Dead fan, and I was like, $100 a signature. I got two things. Well, I mean, I probably got 100 things I want him to sign, but I said, there's two things. And I was like, my daughter works at a movie theater and she brought me home a send help one sheet. And I was like, I'm going to get him to sign that because probably not a lot of people are bringing him send help. I was like, that's pretty cool. But then I was like, I've got a replica, or it's the same model of the radio, or I say radio, it's a tape player from Evil
Mhm.
Dead. Professor Noby's radio. We use it as a centerpiece on most of our podcasts. And I was like, no, I'm bringing that, 100-pound cement plastic brick, and I'm going to carry that around because I bet I'll get more of a conversation with him
Right.
because I'm sure people have them get them signed, but not every day, and it'll probably
Mhm.
be the only one in Dallas. So I was like, okay, if I can only get one thing, and she was like, you got to get the tape player signed. She was like, you got to, and I said, well, I
Yeah.
was either going to get the send help poster signed and then use the tape player in the photo op, but I'm like, no, I'm getting the tape player signed and using it in the photo op.
Yeah.
And
Because
the
I mean,
poster can wait. The poster can wait.
yeah, because I mean, there's other people that they've when we did me and Joe and one of my other buddies, we did a group photo with him, Ted, and Bruce, and
Yeah,
I'll have to show you that photo. I don't know if I've shown it to you,
love to
uh,
see it.
but there's other people that had the Necronomicon, so like they'll be there and they're like all posing with it, like oh like reading
Yeah,
from it and all this stuff. So
yes,
it's pretty good. I mean, and then with us when we went up. Bruce Campbell, first thing he said, "Oh, tough guys," and we just all started busting out laughing. And then
yeah,
in the photo, he's like this to Joe, like
yeah,
So it's I don't know. They Bruce is amazing. If y'all get a chance to meet him again, he's another person
yes.
that's you got to meet at least once.
My
Sam,
quick
go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, no, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say my quick, Bruce story was I flew to Son of Monster Palooza in California because he was gonna be there, and, of course, Dana DeLorenzo was gonna be there too, and I really wanted to meet her, but I was going for Bruce mainly, but so I go and I meet Bruce, and while I'm there in California, in Burbank, Frightmare announces, "We're gonna have Bruce Campbell too," and I was like, "Come on, man! I came all the way." But I would not trade that trip to California. I mean, if you can get to, or if you're in California, Son of Monster Palooza, or I'm afraid I'll never get to Monster Palooza because it's the weekend after Frightmare, and I'm not gonna miss a Frightmare because it's Texas. But anyway, people were like, or even when I got Dana's signature in Burbank, she goes, wait a minute. I said, I came all the way from Texas to meet you. You were in San Antonio a few weeks ago and I couldn't get there. And she said, you came all the way from Texas? And I go, yeah. And she goes, wait a minute. You're here to see Bruce. And I go, I mean, yeah, but I was like, you too. And so, anyway, I got to meet Bruce and I had on his Jacksonville shirt from Ash versus Evil Dead. And he did kind of a funny, look with the book, but then cut to when I met Sam and Ted with my Necronomicon, and they, like you said, they totally like Sam looked like he was real scared of it, and Ted, I was pointing at it, and Ted's making a face like they really ham it up. So I'm hoping he'll do something crazy with the radio if I lug it all the way to the photo op.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, I think he would, man. I think they get a kick out of that stuff, especially those guys being like slapsticky and Three Stooges and stuff. I'm sure they gotta like be all about that.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Looks like the chat is going, so I'm gonna go back to the chat real quick. Looks like we
Yeah.
have Eric, two boys and their scare and their pops. If you could be on the set of any horror movie from the '60s,
Ooh.
helping out the director and learning about filmmaking, what would the film of choice, or what would be a film of choice?
I have my answer. Do you want to go first, Larry, or
Oh, you're the guest, so you go first, sir.
guess first? I have to say Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho, just because, or any Alfred Hitchcock movie, but Psycho kind of started it for me, I guess. I don't know. And Alfred Hitchcock, like just his camera angles and even like stuff he did in Vertigo and North by Northwest, or I mean anything that Alfred Hitchcock. I mean he was a master, and I love how he would put himself in the films, in the background, and just his camera work and his super dry sense of humor. One of my favorite trailers is the Psycho trailer where he's narrating it, and he's like, "What happened in this house? You don't want to know about, and don't spoil the ending." And so I would, yeah, if we're saying '60s, I mean that might seem like a give up, but it's like it's Alfred Hitchcock, like I would love that.
Well, I mean, mine would be it's if anybody who knows me, I mean, it's gonna be Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
it's just like the way they made that film, like the low budget guerrilla style that they did that film. Like I would have loved to just be there on set, just kind of like absorbing all of it, and just like, George, what do you need? You know,
Yeah.
you know, Russell, what do you need? I
Yeah.
just kind of like everybody, like, what can I do to just help? Because everybody
Hmm.
was doing everything. I mean, the people that played the Coopers, they were like, they were also doing the costumes. They were doing the effects too. Like it was just like all this different stuff that everybody was pulling together and doing. And to do that and the impact of that film, what it's meant, its legacy and everything, I mean, not just the fact that it's my favorite horror film of all time. It's just, it's just something that the story behind it, and to me, Dwayne Jones, and to me, like, it's just, I don't know. To me, that would be the ultimate for me, would be that one. So again,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, Eric, to Boys and Their Pops, he comes up with the most incredible questions. So
I'm gonna
I
say
can
that's a great question.
I can already, looking at the chat here, he's already like pumping them out, man. So
Loading them up. Yeah.
yeah. So the next one, what horror icons from past or present would you
Hmm.
love to see in one horror film?
Oh man, past and present. Ooh. Well, I just wish Gunnar Hansen was still here. So that's I would say that's one that I wish was still around, to be in one film, and then maybe more of a present. Man, I don't know. That's such a good question. I mean, you may have to come back to me. That's a, that's a tough one.
I'm trying to think for that one, like who would I so nobody, I don't think anybody's ever had this conversation about this, but I know people have talked about like Freddy versus Jason or Jason versus Michael Myers. What
Mhm.
about Jason versus Leatherface?
Oh man, see, I would love that. I think that would be
Like
super cool.
either like maybe Baghead Jason, or I mean, my favorite, I mean, Jason 7, Kane Hodder. I mean, I love the look of the New Blood Jason. So it's
Yeah,
basically zombie Jason against Leatherface.
I
I
think
don't
that would
know.
be really cool. And I wish there was more Sackhead Jason. Like I almost wish there was a Friday the 13th part two and a half, where we got to see more of that iteration. Because I don't know if you follow my channel at all, but my favorite final girl of the whole series is Lauren Marie Taylor, Vicky from part two. And I had to go to, again, this is, I'm going to go after the Texas promoters on this one. Get Lauren Marie Taylor to a freaking show, man, because I had to fly to Georgia to see her, and I don't regret it. But she's one of the best. Like you talk about fan interactions and just genuine and appreciative and just funny, And we did a photo op where I brought my part two cosplay. And my thing, like, I love when people get celebrity photo ops in their cosplays, like with either the actor or something. We'll see that a ton this weekend.
Mhm.
But but I didn't. For me, I want, like, because it could be anybody under the mask. It could be Jerry, the guy. It could be Warrington Gillette. Um, it could be anybody. Pistol Pete, my friend that always does a part two Jason from San Antonio. I hope he can make it to Houston. But anyway, I was like, I want to have the overalls on, but I want my face exposed. So so we decided on like a tug of war, like we're fighting over the sackhead mask, and it turned out to be a hilarious hilarious photo. But the most embarrassing part was, I'm at Days of the Dead Atlanta, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm invisible. Like nobody knows me. Like, I'll run into a couple of people at Texas shows, but I'm like, it's kind of cool. It's almost like I'm Harry Potter cloak. Like I'm invisible. Nobody knows me here. And so I go get in line for the Lauren Marie
Mhm.
Taylor photo op in full part two Jason cosplay. So I look like a hillbilly. I've got freaking overalls on, and I don't have the mask on. So some people may be like, who's this guy wearing overalls to the horror convention? And there's a guy in front of me waiting in line named Mike Franick. Shout out Cy Franick's YouTube channel. But he turns around to me and he says, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was mortified just because. Maybe. I go, maybe. Is it any good? And he goes, "Oh yeah, we love it." And I said, "Okay, then I do have a YouTube channel." and
Oh
but I
yes,
was
I
like,
am him.
Yes, I was like, as a matter of fact, since you said it's pretty cool, I am him. But I felt so stupid in these overalls. But I'm like, you know what? I'm at a horror convention. Like, this is actually pretty normal. Like, I was being a little self conscious. I just was not expecting to get spotted, especially wearing overalls in Georgia in February.
No, that's how I was. That's how I was at Frightmare. When we went to the. I think I told y'all the story of when we went to that screening for Halloween 3.
Yes.
I went to go talk to Tim Petita. Shout out to Tim Petita. He's going to be
Shout out.
at Houston Horror this weekend too. Great
Oh,
artist. One of my favorites.
yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to him after the screening, and then all of a sudden, the guy came up. His name Kelly. Shout out to Kelly because he was really cool. He came up and he wanted to get a picture with Tim, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I kind of got out of the picture, and he's like, no, I'm a fan of yours too. Hardcat that, and because I don't think I was wearing my cap. I think I was just wearing my Jason cap. I can't remember, but he's like, no, I watched your channel too, and I was like, what? Like, huh? What? So that was the first time that somebody really had, like, that I was like, oh wow, that's cool, so and so oddly enough, I saw him throughout the con, the rest of the thing. So it was just, for me, it was really weird, but it was really exciting. Like, I was like, oh, that's cool, like somebody recognized me. That's pretty funny,
Yeah, that is
and
hilarious.
they didn't say like, oh, your content sucks or anything. I'm like, well, you don't have to watch, but hey, if you
Right.
want to hate watch, hate watching is still watch hours.
I'll take your clicks. Yeah, I'll take your
Yeah,
clicks,
exactly.
and I'll take your negative comments, and then as soon as I read it, I'll hide it. And then,
Engagement. Thanks,
yeah, I'll
guys.
take the engagement. I'll take the thumbs down. We say that on all our podcasts. We're like, just interact. Like,
Yeah,
hate it. That's fine. Let us tell us what we can do better. Like,
yeah, exactly.
we're winging it.
Russell said, grew up watching horror movies in 50s and 60s. Nice, nice. I mean, I'm a huge Universal Monsters fan too, so it's kind of like,
Yes.
I love Creature from the Black Lagoon, my favorite. Obviously, everybody knows that. So,
I
uh,
was sending you pictures of those action figures from Georgia, and you told me one of them was actually fairly rare. I think. I think
mhm.
one of them either you said you had, and then the other one you're like, wow, that's an older one, But
Yeah,
yeah, I've got to send you, and I know you've probably seen it all, but if I see a creature anything, I'm sending it to Larry just because it made me think of him, and I know how much he likes it. So
the other thing too, Eric, he's also a huge Universal Monsters fan. He says the Tingler, the Blob, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Night of the Living Dead, Russell. So he's referring back to Russell's earlier message.
those are
Good day,
great.
fellas. Jason, my man from down under. How's it going, brother? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
Hey, good day.
Mr. Jinjin Ninja himself. He's saying hi to everybody. Nice, nice, nice. Russell saying the killer shrews and Manster. I haven't heard of the Manster. I feel like I've heard of the killer shrews. Kim is saying, where's your favorite horror video? Why can't what? We can't be the only Aussies representing. Yeah, so Kim is from Australia, and so is Jinjin Ninja.
Oh, nice.
Definitely a goal to go to Monster Palooza. Yeah, I would love to go to Monster Palooza, man. That would be really cool.
And I
That's
will. The one thing I'll say about at least Son of Monster Palooza, and I know it's got to be the same for Monster Palooza, but the cosplay is like, and I guess it's just because it's so close to California and industry, and like the special effects demos that they're doing. Like everybody is just like way upscaled on their cosplays, and you've got all these special effects demos, and there's a guy doing some really cool stuff in San Antonio. I think it's Ray. Uh, Forgive me, Ray, but it's like Ray FX Studios. I'll try to find the link, but he's in some of the thumbnails of my. If you go look at any of my Big Texas Terror videos, and he does these killer applique pieces. Like he's got an Art the Clown and an Ash possessed Ash. Um, but Ray is awesome as far as his special effects, and I spoke with him at San Antonio this year about. I was like, Ray, man, I love what you're doing, and I wish every horror convention had these demos because you can go buy these appliques from him and then he'll help you paint it and put it on, or you can take it for later. But at Son of Monster Palooza and Monster Palooza, like if you've got the patience to sit in a chair for 4+ hours, these professional special effects artists will work on you. And I mean, they make you look like you're in the movies, and then you walk around and they'll take photos of you and interact with the crowd. And it's just that alone, and then even some of the vendor stuff, like some of the dioramas. There was a diorama Joe who sadly passed this year, but they're still, I think, running his channel and some of his stuff. His and he has a creature from the Black Lagoon,
Nice.
diorama, but just Son of Monster Palooza. If you're anywhere near Burbank or Pasadena for Monster Palooza, it's amazing. It's just a great show, and it felt different, And I don't know if it's like I was a fish out of water, but I want to get back to those for sure. And Son of Monster Palooza happens in October, which is there's usually something going on here too. And now I fell in love with Spooky Empire last year, so now I
Mhm.
feel like I've got to try to make it to Florida, and it's just like so little money and so little time
Yeah.
and so many conventions.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why I try to stick to the more local ones. But even then,
Mhm.
given I mean, life, work, all that stuff,
Yeah,
like,
it's
family, all
hard.
that stuff. It's hard to kind of go to all these. So like the ones that are local to me, Texas, I try to go to some of those the most. And then before, like yourself, you had mentioned previously how like, okay, I have to, because before I was doing pop culture, I was doing horror, like I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Like I was even doing just straight up like where there was this one that was local to me where it was only comic book writers, and that's where I got
Mhm.
to meet Jim Lee. And
Oh man.
oddly enough, David Prowse was there before he passed, and I got to meet him.
Wow. That's
So
so cool.
it was just like, and it's stuff like that. But I started like, okay, well, I started noticing I had more of a good time at like the horror cons, meeting
Mhm.
and like the people and everybody seemed like they were just having a good time. The actors, they were all everybody seemed like everybody was like a family.
Yeah.
Not to put down like pop culture cons or comic cons or anything like that. It
Yeah,
just seems
not at
like
all.
I'd been to so many of those and I just didn't get that same afterwards. I was like, man, I met all these cool people, like actor wise. But there were some times where I felt like it's kind of it didn't leave me with that lasting like I don't know. It left me kind of like missing something or like something was off. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
even with like the some I know I complain every year about like, okay, well, who are they going to have a Frightmare? Of course, it's going to be the Screamcast, like, and I'll joke on that, but I mean, I still go and I still have a great time with everybody, and it's
Yeah.
this year especially was because of you guys, getting to meet you
Yeah.
guys and Brandon, the Horror Green Book, Josh, Papa Gaz, just hanging out with you guys and just kind of like just all of
Yeah,
us
and
together.
I've gotten to the part where I almost welcome like Sam and I kept going back and forth with Frightmare, and this is not knocking Frightmare at all and who they brought, but I was grateful for me that there wasn't oh, I've got to get that person's autograph this time. I was like, thank you that it just fell where I can focus on hanging with my homies this time and capturing cosplay so then I don't feel like I'm being pulled like this weekend. I'm gonna be pulled in 700 directions because the Friday the 13th final girls are there. My wallet is gonna be hemorrhaging in a big bad way, and
Yep.
so yeah, with Frightmare, or let's not even say Frightmare. Let's just say go to a convention. Don't just go for the person you want to get the autograph from because one they can cancel. Like I've come to terms with like Sam Raimi could still cancel. Like he could cancel the day of or night before. Um, the first time I tried to go meet Ted in San Antonio, I was walking around. I had uh, my cosplay from Ash versus Evil Dead where I was dressed up like Chet, and Dana got it and laughed, and I had that in Burbank, and she sent a picture to Ted Raimi. She goes, "Can I take a picture of your Chet cosplay and send it to Ted Raimi right now?" And I was like, "Yes, you can," and so she did it again in San Antonio because he had canceled. I was like, "I wanted the photo op with you and Ted as Chet," and I had these acrylic pink food glass, like it's like these ridiculous realistic looking like pink martinis that were
Mhm.
some acrylic food company. I'm like, I can't believe that somebody makes this. But that was going to be my pink F, that Chet has in Ash versus Evil Dead, and he canceled like the day of. And I walked up, I was like in my cosplay, and I walked up to Paul's Real Wheels, who has a Delta. He brings his replica car to any show in Texas where there's Evil Dead people, and I was like, man, I can't wait to get my Ted Raimi photo op. And he's like, you're not getting it this weekend. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, you didn't hear he canceled? I was like, No, but so I took that as a learning, and I'm like, you know what? I still had an awesome time. Like, and I saved some money, or you can turn and spend that on a vendor. You
Yeah.
know, like don't ever just get like, oh, I've got to meet this person, because chances are they're going to show up at another show eventually. And sure, it's a bummer, like especially if it's one of your top gets, but don't let it ruin your weekend, because you're going to run into friends or make new friends or something like that. You know,
Yeah,
so
for sure. No, that's definitely good advice because there's been like a couple of years back when Warwick Davis had canceled,
mm,
because but it was obviously it was for it had his wife had just passed the
yes.
month before, so as soon as they announced that, I was just kind of like, he's gonna cancel. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
there's no
way.
way he's gonna fight through that. Yeah,
Yeah. So
and
like,
good for him for
yep.
taking the time, and he made good on it. You know, a lot of times, or two, like I've tried to meet Rhonda Shear 2 years in a row at Cult Classic down in Bastrop, but she keeps canceling because she's reviving or bringing back up all
Hmm.
night, and good for her. Like I would rather any of these people, land a new job or film something else than, miss my opportunity to get a signature. I want these people to continue to work and things like that. So I don't ever, I mean, yeah, it's a bummer, but I'm not going to be like, oh well, they suck because they canceled last minute, and so I mean it just happens. So you just can't put all your eggs in one basket, I guess,
Right, for
so to
sure.
speak.
I mean, unless it's Carpenter, because that was the one thing. Like, as soon as they announced him that year, I was like, "We're going!" Like, I
Yeah,
instantly was like, I like told Joe, I'm like, "We're going, right? We're going."
yeah.
Like, I mean, it's Carpenter. We're not. And I immediately bought my tickets. So if he would
Or
have
like Kurt
canceled it,
Russell up in
oh,
Chicago, like when you get those giant, like my buddies over at Frantic, shout out to the Wallman and Mike again at Frantic on YouTube, but they're going, and I'm like, I hate you. I hate both of you so much. Like we're not friends anymore because you're going to get to meet Kurt Russell, and I mean, yeah, they're going to spend a mint, but it's Kurt freaking Russell,
yeah,
I mean, and when's he going to do another one? You don't know. He may have a great time, and maybe he gets in the circuit, and maybe he starts, or he may never. He may say, "This is awful. I'm never doing it again." But I think they said
yeah,
his son or somebody did something and had a good experience and was like, "Hey, Dad," or "Hey, this ain't so bad," and so he's trying it out. And if they do it right, he may be at Frightmare next year, or who knows? I
I,
mean, fingers crossed.
I know, man. Like that'd be a
Can you
good.
imagine? I know
I'd be.
you'd be in line.
Oh yeah, man. Like, well, with I was having panic attacks like Friday, trying to when they were announcing like, "Oh, come and get a ticket for tonight for John Carpenter," and I can go into a whole other story about that experience. And then the very next morning, we were there, and we ran straight to the line to get the virtual ticket. We got that, and it's like, okay, we got a ticket. And the rest of the day, I was just like, okay, man, they're gonna call our number. We can't hear it. What are we gonna do? And Joe kept trying to talk me off the ledge, like, dude, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And then
No,
and
it's
then
not.
no, I was like, no, man, no. It's like, and then all of a sudden we got up to get in line, and I realized I forgot one of my prints at the hotel.
Oh,
I was like, oh no. And then, but my
no.
other buddy, he was still at the hotel. He was still asleep,
Yeah.
and so he's like, hey, I'm about to get an Uber over there and meet you guys. And then after that, I text him like, hey man, can you bring this print? I left it on top. Can you bring it? Never heard anything from him again.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden he just like walks up with the print, like, hey
with it.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you never said anything. I was freaking out. And
He's
I
like,
was
I
like,
wanted you to sweat it a little bit. That's a
no,
good
it's
friend, though. He came through.
yeah, he came through. I mean, it's just one of those things where like, it's like, oh man, do you think he got my message? Do you think he fell
Yeah.
back asleep? What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And again, God bless Joe, man, because he was just like, I'm gonna try to talk him off. He talked me off a ledge because I was like freaking out.
Good.
So it was, yeah, it was a good time, man. But still,
That's
those are the
awesome.
type of things that are just kind of like that they are. I don't know. I can't. It's still, even as crazy as it was that day. I would never change it because it was really cool.
No, not at all. That's great.
I'm gonna go back to the chat real quick because it looks like
Yeah.
we got a lot going on. Russell says the man with the screaming brain with Bruce Campbell was funny. I don't think I've seen that one. The last one, recent one I saw was My Name Is Bruce. Have you seen that one?
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one.
That one's pretty funny. It's pretty good. Kim
I like
says,
Bubba Hotep. That's pretty
yeah, that's a
funny.
good one. That's a good one too. I don't know why they don't do another one of those or something. Like, I
I
don't know why they
love
don't
that
try
so
to.
much.
do something
I
with
had a
that.
coworker back in the early 2000s, make me sound as old as I am, but and she goes, if you like Bruce Campbell, you got to watch Bubba Hotep. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Say it again. And she's like, Bubba Hotep. And I'm like, explain. And she goes, it's like Elvis survived, but he's in a nursing home in Texas or something. And I'm like, go on. And she's like, JFK's there too, but he's black. And I'm like, okay, I'm into it. I'm interested. And what a ridiculous, funny, like, I mean, that's
Yeah.
when it's just a funny watch. It may answer one of these questions I saw about so bad it's good, but I may have jumped ahead of the gun, but I could fit that in there pretty well.
It's like, say less.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Kim was saying, I guess going back to your Psycho comment, have the Norman Bates Funkos. They are epic.
Yes, I
No,
had for a brief while when I was in my bachelor pad phase, and I had a one bedroom apartment. My entire bathroom was black and gray, and I had a Norman Bates shower curtain that looked like he was outside of it, and prints of Norman everywhere. And then that's why I bought the black and gray Funko Pop. And then my fiance was like, "Yeah, no, the bathroom is not going to look like that anymore." Once we moved into the house, but I digress.
no, I'll tell a similar story with something else, not horror related, but it was pretty like, no, we're not having that. Like,
Yeah, it's not happening.
yeah. Spooky Ogies here. How's it going, good sir? Thanks for stopping
What's
by and
up,
hanging
Matt?
out. How you doing, brother? Russell saying favorite final girl is the one in the French Extreme Field Frontiers. Uh, let's see. Uh, oh, I saw that you. I have the Norman Pop on my desk. I love it. Norman Bates Funkos are awesome.
I need the color version though. I didn't know they had a color version. I want that one too. I'll be right back.
So Kim's saying she has both versions. Let's see. Kim says she also loves Universal Monsters. Yeah, the Universal Monsters are great. Uh, we had Universal Monster Kids. Yeah, Russell told me that story once, and I'm so jealous. I wish I could get something like that. Those are really cool. I've seen some, but they're like ridiculously expensive. There's this place that's a local that has or that had a creature like one of those old monster model kits, and they wanted like
Oh,
250, and it was like sealed. It was like like sealed, unopened, and I was like, oh my god, man.
we had a tiki bar or a small tiki bar in our backyard at the house we just moved from. That I wanted to get that. It's the creature. It's like a grave digger or whatever. It's like a
Hmm.
styrofoam that comes up out of the ground. But we wanted to have him. I've seen people put him on the wall and drape like some fish net over him, and it looks like he's coming out of your tiki bar. That thing is super
Nice.
cool. But I've seen you got to watch like the the real ones are over $80 to $100, and they have some knockoffs that are like 20 or 30, but I've heard the quality is not that great. So
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones I have. My wife got me one of those like knockoff ones, and
hmm
it looks pretty
still
cool. I mean,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, it's so cool. I don't I'm probably gonna put it on my Universal Monsters like wall.
hmm
Um, looks like Eric said that I missed a question from before, so let me go back
Uh-oh.
up and see. Is it this one? How do you feel the impact of horror from past films stand up to horror movies of today's generation? Again, man, that's a really good question.
Think everybody's like a critic now. I mean, myself included, like some people are jaded. Like back then it was like anything scary is good, like nobody was so like I feel like everybody's kind of, just they've seen so much of it or but you can't get, you don't get Terrifier without, the early stuff or, like so um good for anything that's successful. Like if somebody strikes a nerve, like I'm happy for that, and I I just think back in the day, like it was more of a I don't know, not a shock factor, but I enjoy the practical effects and anytime people will still rely on the practical effects, I love that, and like Evil Dead Burn, I'll just say real quick, like if it's Evil Dead, it gets a free pass with me. It's kind of like I'm not gonna kick it in the balls or anything. Like I like it, but at the very end of Evil Dead Burn, there's a whole bunch of CGI, and I was like, I'm still with it. I'm like I'm hanging in here, but I'm like man, it didn't need to be that much CGI. So, but that's technology and sign of the times, and you, practical effects look. I mean, practical effects look silly now. Like when I first time I showed my daughter Poltergeist, I'm like, this is gonna scare the crap out of you, and she's like, yeah, it's not scary. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not scary? And it was scary to me in 1982. And she's like, it looks dumb. And I'm like, well, you're spoiled. you know?
Well, I mean, it also, and to kind of piggyback off that, I mean, I think a couple of years back, I showed my stepdaughter the original Alien,
Ooh,
and like I was like, okay, because she wanted to see Romulus, and I was like, okay, well,
uh-huh.
there's these other movies, we got to see those first, and she's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
so we put on Alien, and we're there, and it's like I'm looking at her and just kind of watching her that the chest burster scene, right? And
Yeah.
she's just like, when it happens, I just hear like eyes just like widen up. She didn't
Hmm.
like cover her face or anything, but she was just like,
Right.
and then you see the Nostromo like floating,
Yeah.
and she's the first thing like it's all quiet, and then she's like, "Is that a model?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, it
Oh,
is." And she's like, "Oh wow." I was like, "You know how
yeah.
big it is?" And she's like, "How big is it?" I was like, "You think this table like it's about that size and this size?" And I was telling her dimensions. She's like, "Oh, cool." Like she was just like in it, And I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, that's awesome." And
That
then
is awesome.
the movie ended. I'm like, "Okay, well, what'd you think?" And she's like, "Oh, it was good." I was like, "Out of 5, out of 10, like what?"
Yeah.
It's like, 8.5. I'm like, "Okay."
That's good. Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
That
So,
says a lot for Ridley Scott. And then, I mean,
yep.
just the whole thing, because it holds up. Like that's
Hmm.
pretty awesome.
And it's just for me. I just think going back to Eric's question. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff now that's just more of like it is that shock value for the sake of shock value.
Hmm.
Uh, I know we talked about this like off camera yesterday about the AI stuff with Ice Cream
Hmm.
Man. Unfortunately, um, it's just kind of like, okay, well, you know what I mean. It's just kind of like I'll always 80s practical effects, all that stuff. I love that stuff. And I mean,
Right.
even then, I think I've had this conversation with other people too, where it's like it's interesting how like early CG still looks better than CG now, which is
It
weird.
does. Yeah.
Like it's like, but then I think about like, well, they probably took more time back then to fine tune it for the film,
Mhm.
whereas now they're just pumping it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very video game. Like I think we were talking about this on movies that make you, or me and Sam were talking about this, but the CGI, like it's very video game, and that's okay, but it still look like it takes me out of it just a little bit. I'm like, oh, they've cut to this is a cut scene in a video game now. Because
Yeah.
it was so just like a camera and all these cool angles that because there's still some things you can't like. It's good, but it's still not really there to where it just totally replaces it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I guess for me the impact would be like I still like you said it's the sign of the times. Like we have to do. I know people have to do or use CG, but it's like, man, if you can just find that perfect balance, even if it's just
Yeah,
half and half or maybe like
yeah,
like 60/40. I think that would make a big difference. Not just like a CGI fest or now God
yeah.
forbid like an AI fest or whatever.
And I get I love seeing like the behind the scenes of like the Mandalorian and stuff where they shoot that thing. They call it the volume, and it's just a big
Mhm.
giant green screen. And I mean, just think they can stay right there and shoot everything, and they don't have to go to New Zealand, which is beautiful. And you can't. But I still think like it still looks a little bit fake,
Yeah.
like it's still, but I understand like there's budget and money and it's a business before it's a before these angry fan. It's like old man screaming at the clouds is what I
Yeah.
call it, or it's like back in my day they used practical effects and we liked it, and it's like good old day syndrome. But that's how it was. Like you can't. I don't know. You had to have that. It's you got to crawl before you can walk, and it's progression and technology, and you got to embrace parts of it. But I love the practical effects so much.
Oh yeah, yeah. Speaking of practical effects, I mean, Jinja chimed in, coming in late here, but I'm all about my zombies, Return of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead '04. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, still in those. even Dawn of the Dead 04. I mean, I think it had like some CG in it, but it was like minimal. A lot of it was practical, if I'm remembering correctly. Russell brought up Zombievers,
I
Dead Bodies. Which one's that one?
don't know if I've seen
Um,
that one.
it's not the one that I'm thinking with what's his name, right? With Joe Piscopo and Vincent Price as a villain, and where's that? Which one's that one? Dead Heat. No, that's Dead Heat. I think you remember that one. It's also got Treat Williams in it
Oh, I
as
don't
well.
think I saw that one.
That one's pretty good. I like that one. That's an '80s film as well. It's pretty. It's like a horror zombie comedy. Jim Lee greatest run on X Men art wise. Yeah, he's one of the yeah. No, I mean that's even Batman, Superman. He does great work on that.
Oh, I love the way he draws eyes, or his
Hmm.
Wolverine, like the Jim Lee Wolverine is like so badass.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Eric says, what one horror movie you didn't take? What you didn't take to on the first watch, but after rewatch ended up really liking it.
So I'll pop in on this and just plug movies that make you podcast. If you go back 2 weeks ago or whenever I talked to them, we had a little Evil Dead talk, and you wouldn't know it if you know me today and how much I love Evil Dead, and like it's Evil Dead is like so important to me. But when I first saw uh, Army of Darkness, I did not get it. Like I saw it in a theater. That's again how old I am. And I told Sprang, I said, this is before 4D theaters, but it was this crummy theater is kind of the joke. But I said there was rain. It was raining in the theater because the ceiling had given way and it was raining outside. And it was never rained in the movie, I don't think. So it wasn't 4D. But I was trying to make a joke about how crappy the theater was. But I went into that theater and I was probably high school, probably 18, and I loved Evil Dead and I loved Evil Dead 2. And I walked into that theater wanting Evil Dead 2, and that's the last thing Army of Darkness is. It's
Yep.
anything but. And I get now looking back on it, and I love it now. But like retrospectively, that's what happened when Sam Raimi was, when they were doing it all themselves or mostly with themselves, sort of the pre-crowdfunded, but they had complete control. That's what you give up. So then now the big company comes to him and they go, "Here's a boatload of money, make the third part." And he's like, "Okay, here's what we're going to do." And they're like, "We don't like that. We don't like that. We want you to do that." So now you're playing with big boy money, and takes it takes the original story and mutes it or turns it and changes it. And but what I like I told Spring what I know now, like, and it took a couple of rewatches, but I left that theater highly disappointed. And now there's so many great lines, and what I've discovered is it's like I love Bruce Campbell. I love Evil Dead. I love Sam Raimi. I love anything to do with that. And so that's why I say with Evil Dead, Evil Dead just gets a free pass with me. I just need a Necronomicon, and a tape player and some Kandarian chatter, and I'm a happy guy. Like you're not gonna change my mind. So, but that's definitely one that I did not take to on the first watch was Army of Darkness, and now I love it. Like it's one of my favorite things. I'm one of the last 50 people on the planet that still plays the Evil Dead video game when you can get a match to load because there's only about 50 of us. But some of my favorite stuff is the Army of Darkness characters and the Kandarian Castle map, and so yeah, that's the long version of my answer of what I liked eventually. So.
For me, I don't. It's, that's a tough one because usually if I don't like a movie,
It's
it's hard
gone.
for me to.
Yeah.
It's gone. Like I will say this: the first time I saw, I'll say the reverse because the first time I saw Jason Goes to Hell, I remember seeing that on VHS. A buddy of mine had rented it back then, and I was like, I think I was like in seventh grade or something like that. Seventh grade, yeah, I think I was like in seventh grade. We we got it, and I was just like, oh man, this is crazy, this is good, and all this stuff. And then like a couple of years back, I was like, I revisited it, and I was like, what is this? Like,
Where's
why?
Jason? Where's the
Yeah,
worm? Where'd the worm come
yeah.
from?
And I was just kind of like, I was like, man, the acting's bad, the dialogue's bad. Like the opening scene is great when you see
Yeah,
Jason
with
and he gets
Kane.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Filled
part's
full of
great.
lead.
Yeah. And
That's
even
one
the
I had of that Screaming just sorry to interrupt, but one of those Screaming vinyl models or whatever, I had the
mhm.
Jason Goes to Hell. They made the big model, and I opened it and glued it together and painted it, and I would set it in
Nice.
my front yard and take photos of it where I try to make it look like he's in the woods, and I'm like, "It looks like he's in your front yard." The grass blades are this tall. Anyway, sorry, but yeah, that's a movie I didn't like when I saw it in the theater, and then I just never watched it again.
Yeah, that was one that, like I said, it's the reverse because I was kind of like, man, I
I
was
just
like,
need
man,
more Jason in my Friday the 13th,
what
like
was, it's not just that, it's just kind of like, I just everything with it. And then I started thinking like outside the box, like, well, all these people crap on Manhattan. And I'm like, I've seen Manhattan multiple times. I never had an issue with it.
yeah,
I've seen Jason X. Like that was it. That same year, I went back and I revisited Jason X, and I'm like, I don't remember it being bad. Like everybody says it was bad, and I watched it. And I
yeah,
was like, dude, this is way better than Jason Goes to Hell. So it's kind
yeah.
of like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's just one of those things where like it's hard for me to think which one I didn't like before, and I
But,
came back to it, and I was like, but I don't know. So that's an interesting one. I just know the reverse.
I'd say shout out to I think we had some Canadians in the chat maybe a second ago. Maybe I didn't see that, but uh, the the
Hey,
Man, the Manhattan scenes were shot in Canada. I think
yeah.
they had 1 day or like 1 hour where they could get Kane in front of Times Square with the Coca
Hmm.
Cola sign, but like where he kicks the radio and all the Manhattan scenes, from what I heard, were filmed in I
Yeah,
don't know if it
we're
was
in
Toronto,
Vancouver, I think.
Vancouver. Yeah, so I love that. I love that about that movie, and I love that people always say it should have been called Jason on a Boat because he's on the
Yeah,
boat for an hour. And they also said that there's not a river that leads into, somebody did the
yeah, I know.
geography of like,
It's like, how
you
does
can't get
Crystal
there
Lake?
from,
How
it's
does the
like you're not
Crystal?
supposed to think that hard about it. But I mean, we
It's
do.
a
That's what
Jason
we do.
movie.
Yeah, I just need the mask. Yeah, and I need him in the film most of the time and creative kills. Like, that's all I need.
What's going on, Rob? How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Uh, Matt saying meeting people is the best part of the con. He also said that horror cons are the best. So I would definitely, not argue with that there. Russell said, "Sorry, I meant Warm Bodies." Oh, okay, yeah, that one's a fun one. I do like that one. I saw it in second the second run movie theater, so it was like I saw it for $1, and I liked it. I mean, it's not too bad.
I'll
Uh,
say for Matt, just to comment back on his comment about the horror cons are the best. He stopped me in Tulsa, and I went to Tulsa because of Papa Goss. I had formed a relationship. Josh had reached out to me or commented on my Oklahoma video, or somehow Josh and I had connected. Josh won a giveaway on my channel, and so I was like, I'm going to Tulsa because I want to meet Josh in person because seems like a super cool guy. And met him in person, and Josh is even cooler than you think he could be, and just such he's the nicest person. Like, he's the model human. He talks about how kind all these humans are. I'm like, you, my good friend, are the model human. But I went, so I like to say for Tulsa, I went for the Matt. I mean, I went for the Josh, but I stayed for the Matt because Matt stopped me. He was another one of those, one of my three fans on my channel that was like, he's like, hey, YouTube channel. And I was like, what is your name? You're my new best friend. So, and then cut to 2 weeks ago, I was telling off camera, Larry, how nobody knows who Ben Tramer is. So people need to go watch Halloween 2 more. But Matt stood there with me and took a photo. I was like, Matt, nobody's going to take a picture with me in this blonde Michael Myers wig because they don't know who it is. And Matt's like, I'll take a photo with you. So now Matt is my like commercial. I'm using it to plug the Ben Tramer cosplay. So thank you, Matt.
nice. No, yeah, man. Well, I mean, going back to piggybacking off what you said, if not for Josh, I wouldn't have met you because
Yeah.
he tagged me in your post with Brendan at Houston
Yes.
Horror last year. So that's when I was like, okay, okay, Laser Wagon, okay. And then so
Yeah.
like I was just kind of just walking around. I was like, I think that's Laser Wagon,
Yeah.
and I was like, Laser Wagon,
And I
Larry,
knew your channel, and
yeah,
I was so glad that you stopped me because here's my other thing is like when I'm at a convention, my nose is usually in the camera, and that's a big fault of mine. Like I miss out on the fan part so much, but somebody. It's not like I don't notice other people. It's just I'm not paying attention. And on Sundays at Houston, like we got to get back. Like we try to stay an hour or two, but it's like we just have not been able to make staying all day work on Sunday, and it was a Sunday, right, Larry?
Yeah,
That
it was
that we
Sunday.
ran it in the green room, you
Yeah.
know, which anybody that takes photos in the green room and you want them corrected, send them to me. I'll take that green out in Photoshop. Like I'm happy because a lot of people are getting these. I met Nick Castle, and it looks like we're on planet green or whatever. Like it's not that hard to fix, and I'm happy to fix anybody. And I'm not gonna fix 500 photos, but like if you have a photo with somebody, a friend or please send me your photo and just say, hey, can you make this photo less green? And I would be happy to, because it does not take a lot to until they fix that lighting, and it looks like they still haven't. But it is what it is. But I mean,
Yeah.
my pictures with Nick Castle are green too, but I
It's
fixed
like
it.
you're on having radiation poisoning.
Yeah, it's like the gamma rays. They're like, you
Yeah, the
wouldn't
gamma
like me
rays.
when I'm angry.
Oh man. Looks like we got Stacy is here. How you doing, Stacy? Hello and thanks from Stacy. Hi Russell. Would you like a share Moonstruck figure? Nah, I don't know. Because then maybe I can make a what is it? Diorama of Witches of Eastwick. Maybe.
Ooh,
That's another one that I feel like is underrated, man. Is Witches of Eastwick,
that
I mean,
is an underrated one.
but it's
I
Jack.
mean, come
I mean,
on.
Jack as a
Jack
devil.
Nicholson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jack as a devil. Come on.
perfect casting.
Yeah, of course. I like to think he's playing himself in that.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just
just
like
playing himself. It's not a stretch.
Eric's saying, what is your favorite? It's so bad. Oh, that's what you were talking about earlier, right? It's so bad, it's
Yeah, I
good
jumped
movie.
ahead, so I'd say Bubba Hotep just as a low hanging fruit for me.
I would have to say, I mean, so bad that it's good. I mean, I love this film. I know a lot of people. If we're talking, well, yeah, if we're just talking horror movies, I know it's cheesy. I know it's Brain Scan. I love Brain Scan.
Oh yeah.
I know people have they have their issues with it and stuff, but Brain Scan is probably like one of my favorites. Now, if it was non-horror, Biodome,
I
I'll
would
die on that
say
hill.
I would say like Toxic Avenger 2. Like I
Oh
love
yeah.
that movie. And Lloyd Kaufman came to Waco where I'm at, and I didn't get there. And I've seen him at Cult Classic too, but I'm like, what was I doing that was so important that I couldn't go watch a screening of, I think he was screening 1 and 2 or something. But Lloyd Kaufman was in my little tiny Waco, Texas town at a historic theater, and I whiffed on it. I missed it.
Actually, now that you're talking about that, the one that I would think that comes to mind, and shout out to he's no longer with us, but Dave. Some of the people in the chat might remember Dave, but we did a stream of Street Trash, and it was a first time watch for me, and it was just like I was like, "What the hell am I watching?" But I think it's just because I had such a great time with it because of the people that I was with, him and Matt. Okay, so I'll go back to the chat a little bit, but that's probably another one. Like Street Trash is way out there, insane, but I would probably say it's still great. Just to the I don't know, it's a fun one. Let's see. Do you have a Willy Wonka figure? No, I don't. I do have a poster that's signed by some of the original cast members. I do have that. I'm still here, just listening as I work. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Kim, Mama Squish. Um, have you seen Tales from the What? Quad Dead Zone? I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've heard of it. Best So Bad It's Good horror one, a fun anthology. I don't think I've seen that one. Have you seen that one, Chris?
No, sir. I'm real bad on, like, if it I don't veer much off the mainstream, and that's a fault of me. Like I want, like when Sprang and them were, talking about being more active on Letterbox, and there's a content creator I follow. I met her in Vegas at Days of the Dead Vegas, but she's recently moved to Dallas, and she was at Frightmare. I didn't get to run into her, but she's gonna be. I hope she's gonna be at Houston. But I think her Instagram is analyzing horror, and she's big on like posting to Letterbox, and I'm like, why don't I do that? Because my memory, it ain't what it used to be. And so I need somewhere to like capture some of these suggested movies and you know, like Matt is a big on, is it Screambox or one of the new streamers that's
Oh,
got some of those.
Screamify, I think.
Screamify, sorry. Yeah, he got a cool box from Screamify, and I just need to give more of those things a chance. Like it's not because I'm like above it. It's just like I just stick to the mainstream because I don't. I just need to hear somebody give me a pitch on why they like it, and I'll give it
Mhm.
a chance because anybody in this chat, I value their opinion, or anybody that we interact with. Like I'm not gonna not watch it just to not like, just give me a reason. Why do you like it? And I'll give it a chance. So I feel like I need to get back. I have a letterbox. I'm like I don't keep up with it. So, or letterboxed or whatever it is. So I feel like that's a good place for me to capture some of these, like a wish list, watch list, and try to remember them because I want to be more versed on the. You know, I don't want to just know the big budget, you know, banger movies. I want to know what some of these, because there's a lot of good stuff out there, and it's still creative people doing creative stuff. You know, it's just on a lower budget. Like they're doing more than I could do. You know, Sam and I we talk about doing a fake horror trailer for Frightmare one year, or even our end all goal is to do a 5 minute horror short, and that's why we love Portrait of God so much. We're like, that is the best 7 minutes. If you've not seen Portrait of God and you have 7 minutes, get on YouTube and watch Portrait of God. And oh my God, like it just shows you, you don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of time. You just need a great story and, you know, a creative idea. So yeah, I say all that to say, I need to like start making a list. And I feel like Letterbox for me would be the best place to try to keep a running list of some of these, because there's so many I haven't seen. And I feel like a bad horror fan for not giving more stuff a chance. I'm like, oh, if it's not coming out in the theater, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna work on that.
Let's see. Yeah, well, to go off of what you said, I mean, I remember you telling me about Obsession. I saw like one trailer, and I remember you
Mhm.
all had just seen it, you and Sam, and then you said like, "Oh, it's really good," and I was like, "Okay," like I saw Backrooms first because my stepdaughter wanted to see Backrooms, and then
Mhm.
after that, I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go see Obsession on my own because I keep hearing all the buzz," and I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
is it legit?" And then when I went to go buy my tickets, I was like, "Wow, the theater's full," you know.
Yeah.
And when I was in there, it was packed. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
"Wow, this is insane." And then sure enough, I loved it. I was like, "Man, this is really good."
Yeah.
I was surprised by it. So I try to go based off of what people tell me, like people that I can like legit trust with. Like,
Value their opinion.
yeah,
Yeah. And we were banging that drum. You know, we saw a trailer, but we had already heard that Curry Barker was tagged to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre because you know it had been on the convention. Like some people knew about Obsession, but we didn't know it was going to be like that. And so we're like, Curry Barker, you got my money because you're going to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So we're all about Obsession before we saw it. And then I saw it before Sam did, and I was like, no, you got. I said you cannot walk into Frightmare, Sam, without seeing it because somebody's going to spoil something. Or I was like, we got to go. So that morning before Frightmare, we went to that Alamo Draft House and had our celebratory 10:30 a.m. beers, and he was floored, and I was glad to see it again just because there's so much that I missed, you know, and I just love the story of spend 750,000, but you got such a creative story, and
yep,
you know it's not gore for the sake of gore. Like they wait, like it's like you're gonna get the gore, but it's gonna when it happens, you know it's
oh yeah,
powerful. You know, it's more
oh yeah,
about just that creepy feeling, and it's not just blood and guts from start to end. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know, like there's a
yeah,
time and place, but to me that story and caring about the characters, like that's where it is for me. Like it's just that because I left the theater and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like I
yeah,
couldn't stop. I still can't stop talking about it.
yeah.
Apparently,
Well, I mean, that's why I had been trying to find that 4K that was out there, and
yeah.
I found one at Barnes and Noble, but the no, it wasn't the 4K. It was actually the Blu-ray version of it. So
Mhm.
I was like, no, I want the 4K, but I haven't found it yet. So I'm trying to, hopefully I can find it soon. At the same time, I don't go running around like trying to find the stuff because like
Right,
I don't have the time. So
right.
whenever it's like
But
I
if you
go,
stumble upon it, yeah,
yeah, if I stumble upon it, it's great. And I'm kicking myself because I think I went to Lost and Found Media last weekend,
Uh,
and they had the VHS of Obsession, like the one that you have.
yeah,
They have
the
some of those, and I
prismatic
totally
cover.
forgot. I totally forgot that they had it, and
Yeah.
it totally slipped my mind to
I
pick it
think I
up.
did that from Caddy Video, and you
Mm.
can get the. Of course, I had to get the frowny face, but you can get the more of like the fixed smile face, and they do several versions. And the one thing I'll say about Obsession is it ruined because I still haven't seen. Here's full disclosure: I still haven't seen Backrooms yet, and I want to see it, but and I will see it. But it's like after Obsession, it almost ruined me because it was such an experience when I left the theater. I was like now every movie needs to that needs to be every time I walk out of the theater, I need to have that kind of experience, and that's not realistic. So, so I
Yeah,
went to see Evil Dead Burn, and I was because it was Evil Dead, but I'm like, man, you missed Backrooms because you were still riding this high off Obsession. Like in a way, it spoiled me for a minute because I still want to see Backrooms, full
yeah,
format. But
yeah. That one I can tell you, until you see it. I mean, hopefully you can see it in full format, but I think it's already like out of theaters now.
I think it is, yeah,
But with that one, what I tell people is like when you watch it, it is best to watch it because I'll say this. The only thing I'll say about this is like the sound. It really adds to the atmosphere. So,
oh,
so if
sound
you're listening,
design, yeah,
yeah, the sound design. If you're watching it in a big theater, like that was my biggest highlight from that film was just like because I turned to my wife and I'm like, is that the score or is that like the background like
yeah,
stuff happening? Like it
yeah,
really it got me immersed in it, and I was just like I was kind
uh-huh.
of back and forth with it, and so like I would tell anybody like if you are going to watch Backrooms, try to watch it in the theater just because of that. It
Yeah,
really adds to it. I liked it, but Obsession was just for me.
yeah.
Obsession is like up here.
Yeah, that's a once in a lot. Like that was a they just I don't know lightning in a bottle or something.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Russell saying, met Kurt and Goldie up in North Ontario years ago.
Oh,
Great couple to
nice.
talk with. And oh man, my buddy Joe's here. Carpenter and David going to Chicago as well. Nice. So Carpenter and Keith David are also going to Chicago. Man, it's
That's
gonna be
going to be a
nuts.
great show. Yeah, I want to get to a show up in Chicago. That's where I took my daughter to meet. Oh my gosh, the Stranger Things. I'm trying to think of who was up there. It was Noah, Snap, and Millie Bobby Brown. I had those were the two I had to go out of state. She was able to meet Finn Wolfhard at a Dallas convention, and then Gayton and Sadie and the others she met in Dallas, but we went up to a Stranger Things con in Chicago, and I was able to go to Chicago twice for work, and I love that city. Like I want to go back up there, just to go. But now my fiance's like, "You're not going to Chicago without me because I want to go to Chicago," and I'm like, "Fair, like." As long as I can go to Chicago, but I want to go for a horror convention or a fan convention, and man, I'm so jealous of anybody that's going to get to meet Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
That's
man,
amazing.
that's nuts. Um, let's see. I don't want to keep you too much longer, man, because we're already like hitting an hour 40. So,
Okay,
uh,
it's up to you, man. Whenever you need to. I'm good.
because
I'm stuck in Sweetwater at a work trip, so
all right, well, we'll try to catch up with the chat, and then we'll finish it off talking about some Houston horror stuff.
yeah, let's talk a little Houston and we'll
So
call it
let's
good.
see. Russell and Rob were saying hi to each other. We also got they have a creative differences, so project stalled as was a possibility of Bubba Nosferatu.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Wow, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Make a Harry Crumb figure, sure. I mean anything John Candy, I'm all for it.
Hmm.
Oh, here we go, Jim.
Oh.
Shut up, I'm dying. I mean Larry. Jim, thank you so much, good sir. Thanks for stopping by. My dad had the Wolfman model kit. Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So cool.
Poltergeist was the first VHS film I bought, 150. You remember that? You remember films being that expensive, like VHS
Oh,
being
when
that
they were
expensive?
new, yeah, like
Yeah,
in the early '80s, like
yeah,
the first one we bought or my mom bought for us, she didn't know what she was buying. It wasn't a horror movie, but we got a VCR around '84 or something. She's like, "Oh, Purple Rain, Prince," and she put it in, and there's like some sex scenes and stuff. She's like, "I'm taking this back," but I think the movie was like $80 at the time. Like
yeah.
it was expensive.
Well, I
So,
remember, I think I've told this story, and I think I told this story on, also with movies that make you, when we were doing
mhm,
the live stream of Terminator 2. I remember I loved Terminator 2, and it was coming out on VHS, but it was first on rental before it was like wide release. And I begged my mom, like, "Oh, I need this movie. I need this movie." So
yeah,
she, I was like, "It's for my birthday. It's for
yeah.
Christmas.
It's
I'll
all I
just take
want.
this. It's all I
Yeah,
want." And she's like, "Okay." And the guy was like, "Okay, $89." And I'm like,
yeah. That was
"Oh,
the going rate, up
yeah."
to 150, like you said. Like
No,
that's just
I was just like, "Oh my god, man." That was just like to think about that, and then to like, yeah. So
well,
it's
now
one of
that's what
those.
they cost again. Because I was trying to get some Friday the 13th VHS to get signed this weekend on eBay, and I mean, most of I found a few for 40, but most of them in good shape are
Yeah.
over
Mhm.
$100. And man, Sprang got burned at Frightmare. He bought something and
Halloween.
yeah, and he slipped the case out, and it was something dumb, or it wasn't what was advertised. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it
And
was, but
I was there with him when it happened. Like,
that's just sorry. I mean, if, unless that person bought it resold, but that's not cool.
yeah, because we were there. We went to the Dallas Antique Mall, and like, we were just walking around. We were getting ready to leave because we are like, "Oh, we got to get back, back to Frightmare." And he's like, "Oh, look what they have!" And it was like the cover looked immaculate. It looked
Yeah.
mint, the box, and it was Halloween. I was like, "Oh, cool, man!" And he's like, "Oh, are you gonna buy it?" I'm like, "I mean, if you want it, man, you can buy it." But
Mhm.
we didn't think to just look at the tape,
Yeah, and
you
it was
know?
open, right? Like, it
It was
wasn't
open,
sealed?
yeah. It
So
wasn't
last
sealed.
year at Houston, you were telling me about, and I'm not saying this is who I bought it from, but I bought Sam and I were looking for physical media, and he goes, "Man, they have an Evil Dead here sealed." And it's not like a first run or anything. It's probably the last time they printed it. I don't know how new or old, and I didn't care. I just wanted Evil Dead on VHS. I don't care if it was printed 2 days ago or 1980s, but it was sealed and it's in great shape. That's another reason I know it's like a repro or something, but it's sealed. And after that happened to Sprang, I'm like, I need to open that and make sure what's in there. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to know now.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
kinda
leave it
like,
sealed,
ugh.
and I don't have a VHS player, so I'm gonna just leave it sealed and pretend like it's in there. But I hated
Oh,
that for Jonathan. I hated that
yeah,
for him
man, I was like, when he sent us that photo, I was like, "Oh my god, no way,
because
man."
he's still like, to me. I feel like he's still like he said, he's like only been doing conventions for about 2 years now, and I'm like, man, I don't want anything to turn him off from horror conventions. I'm like, that got
Well,
burned, but I'll be checking that now for sure on any VHSs that are open.
and my problem is, like, since I have been buying VHS, like, because of, I mean, I'll say, because of, like, my VHS dudes, like, like Rob's Vintage Video, like
Mhm.
him, Captain Adam, Gareth Video Tasties. Like, I've learned so much from them, and I've learned to like check for mold on the tapes. So like that's why it baffles my mind. Why didn't I think to look at it to see if there was mold on that tape? And then we would have
Yeah,
seen, like, oh, it's not, but I didn't think about it. I was just like, oh my god, that's insane to find that. So I just thought it was
yes,
going to be Halloween. So I
yeah.
definitely feel bad about that. So yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, it was at the Dallas Antique Mall. It wasn't at Frightmare. So I don't think
Right,
it'll
yeah,
turn them off too much to that. It might just be like,
yeah, and I mean, most reputable vendors are not gonna do that.
yeah,
It could have just been, maybe the person selling it, like I said, maybe they didn't check either,
yeah.
and I'm sure it happens all the time, but
Let's see. Kim says New Zealand is stunning.
yeah.
Horror film would you remake? Oof, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know about that one. Uh, well, it's hard because I don't really like remakes, and I really don't want them to remake Creature from the Black Lagoon. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, they're remaking Texas Chainsaw. I know you love that franchise, so it's kind
Yeah,
of like,
and because Curry, like after I saw Obsession, like I had taken a picture. Took a One Wish Willow to the theater that I was lucky enough to get one of those first ones, and I had the box. And when the movie, I don't know if the movie was over or before it started, but I had taken a photo holding up my One Wish Willow in the box in the theater. And then when the movie was over, I posted it and I said, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is in good hands. Like I'm not worried about what, like, it's going to be real hard for him to mess that up, whatever. Especially the way he's talking it up, and he's saying he wants to get back to caring about the characters and more about like what are they doing in between the kills and not, just so it. I don't know. I just feel like the first thing is stop filming them in Bulgaria and Louisiana, and you know. So I know I couldn't do a better version, but yeah, it's tough to see, especially when you love so much because you don't want them. And like I've said this too, like it took me a long time to get to this, but it's like them remaking, like say, like I'm not even using Rob Zombie, but like say they said we're going to remake the original Halloween again, or we're going to make it again. Okay, fine. Like, but it doesn't make the other one go away. Like that's my
Right.
thing. It's like that's still there, and that's the source material, and that's the OG. If you want to make it, good luck. Like kind of like with Curry Barker. Like that's a high bar. Like you got a lot of people. I mean, that are expecting a lot of that. But I don't know. That's again another great question. You weren't wrong. He comes up with some really good questions. Like I'm stumped.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Let's see.
Maybe remake Jason Goes to Hell and keep Jason in it. No
Yeah, keep Jason,
worms.
keep Jason through the whole thing.
Take the
Uh,
worm out of it.
Let me see. Man, I have to think about that. I mean, there's one that I would. Man, I have to think about it. I'm thinking of a movie like one to remake. There's one I can think of that I would maybe that could do a remake or a reimagining, but it's still hard because it's like I love the original first two, not the third one,
Yeah.
and that's Warlock.
Oh yeah, Julian Sands, man.
Yeah, I mean that's one that's just like I would love to see another Warlock, but it to me he's the Warlock. That's why like part three, I it's I don't
Yeah.
condone part three whatsoever. Um, and he's no longer with us, so it's like it's not like he could
Right.
even do a cameo or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they couldn't tie him in. There was an old movie, the VHS cover used to haunt me, and it's like a skating scene. I don't even remember what the story's about, but it was called Curtains. I'm sure
Mhm.
somebody's seen it, but I would like to see that made again, just because I remember it freaked me out so much. Or like Abbey Rose, like I guess maybe some of the movies when that scared me as a kid. I'd like to see some of those, like you said, reimagined, like updated, like twisted on its side, like not a shot for shot, not a Gus Van Sant Psycho. Like that's just like I got fu money and I do what I want. I got Twister money, so I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Alfred Hitchcock's and do it shot for shot, and it's like, man, that's brave. But
Swing and a miss.
yeah, swing and a miss. That he missed. So yeah, that's the thing though with remakes, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not, as long as it, now if they said we're going to remake Halloween, we're remaking the original Halloween, and when the day it drops, every version, which again, this is why I keep your physical media kids, but they're like every version goes away forever. I'd have a huge problem with that. But the fact that I can still go back and watch the original and like whatever, I'll just choose not to watch it,
Yeah.
if I just really don't want to. But yeah, it's such a good question on remakes, and that's one that's gonna keep me up tonight because I want to come up with a better answer.
See, Eric says, always built suspense through atmosphere with slow pacing, lighting, music. Today it's jump scares, graphic imagery. But for you, what film really hits all the check marks for a horror film?
Mm.
I mean, that's easy for me, The Thing.
Oh
Or
yeah,
are you talking about a movie today, like a modern movie? Or but for me, it's got to be The Thing.
yeah,
Because I mean, you got the atmosphere, the lighting, the music. I mean, the effects. I mean, and it just yeah, and we still talk about it till this day. Like, who was the thing at the end?
yeah, yeah. It's a great debate. I would say on this one, and this was one where they'll come for me in the comments or unsubscribe or whatever. But I love In a Violent Nature because to me, it was a love letter to Friday the 13th. It wasn't, and the director was a special effects guy. He wasn't a director. He had been on several sets and stuff. But it's like to me, that's the closest thing. And again, people are like, it's too slow, whatever. But it's it's the closest thing we've had to a Friday the 13th movie to me since part seven. Like I stopped at part seven. Did I watch all the other ones? Yeah, but to me it totally lost. Like now we're in outer space and there's no more. Like to me, you got to have some semblance of the woods and And yeah,
Mhm.
it's fun in New York. Like but I'm just saying, like, as a purist or whatever, as again, I'm screaming at the clouds, but I liked that there wasn't a lot of sound, and I like the POV of the killer, but the again, just to go to the comment, the slow pacing. I mean, it doesn't get any slower pacing than in a violent nature, but when it pays off, it pays off. It wasn't just Terrifier kill from start to beginning. And again, no, like I know that's people's jam. That's awesome, but I would rather it pay off more.
Yep.
Just have a few of them, and also Lorm retailers at the end. So again, I'm jaded. Like I'm gonna like it. But so that one, it just took me back to. I was like, man, this is the feeling I got when I was watching Friday the 13th as a kid. So that's one. Again, it's very polarizing, and I'll get 10 unsubscribes for that, but it's okay.
Hey man, I think you're good. Everybody here is pretty cool. Um,
Awesome.
Now going back to when you mentioned Terrifier, so Russell was saying, to be honest, never seen any Scream films. So I've said this many a times. I'm not a big Scream fan. I've seen the first one all the way through. I've seen 20 minutes of the second one, 30 minutes of the second one, and then I saw part of, I think, the first one with Jenna Ortega. I saw like the
Hmm.
the ending part of it. I don't know. I can't get into it. I don't knock anybody for liking it. It's
Right.
just
Yeah.
it's not my thing.
I can tell you, I enjoyed the first one, seeing it in the theater, just because it seemed kind of different, and they kind of had a lot of humor in it. So I was like, oh, this is giving me Evil Dead 2. Like, it's scary, it's funny, it's scary, it's funny, and it's Wes Craven. And then, but like, I haven't seen seven. I've seen them all up until seven, but like now it's like I don't lose sleep over if I mean maybe I'll check it out, but like you, it's not my thing, and I'm glad it's some like we were talking about. Thank God movies are subjective, because if we all liked Scream and we all hated Terrifier, we would this stream would have lasted 4 minutes. We would have said, "Here's what we like. Here's what we don't like. Good night."
Yeah,
Like
pretty
I'd
much.
just rather the conversation, and like I was saying, tell me why you like it. Like give me give me a small reason to give it a chance, and then I'm gonna give it a chance because you told me what you loved about it. Like I would rather hear what you love about a movie that I hate than what you hate about a movie I hate. If that doesn't,
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes sense, but I
No, no,
I
yeah,
just
for
want
sure.
you to sell me on, tell me why you like it, and I'm gonna give it a chance because if I like you as a person, I'm gonna trust your opinion and give it a chance, and then we can have a conversation, and I'll say, you're right, or I didn't think I would like it because of this, and you turn me like one example I will give is we talk about on our show about how like after 2003 Chainsaw Massacre, I was kind of out on horror from like 2004 on because it was like Grudge and Ring and Spider Crawl or Crab Walk, jump scare, found footage, like okay, like out of ideas. Like you talk about totally out of ideas, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just kind of done with old ones or new ones. I'm like, I guess I'll never like new horror. And Sam was like, you got to watch Barbarian, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, tell me about it. He goes, you just got to watch it. He goes, if the less I tell you, the more. I go, just tell me something. And he goes, Justin Long's in it. And I go, okay. And then but Barbarian brought me back into horror movies, and so now it's like I love Obsession, and I love In a Violent Nature, and I love what people are doing now, and it's having a resurgence, I feel like. And I'm just glad, like Terrifier, like my friend Tony, who I talked about the origin of Laser Wagon at the beginning of the stream. um, when Terrifier was first, when they were just cramming it down our throats on Netflix trying to get somebody to watch it, I was like, and it was just showing like that scene in the diner where he's smiling at the girls or whatever, and he
Mhm.
goes, man, have you watched it? It is so violent. And I was like, no, it looks stupid. And he goes, but you got to watch it because it's violent. And I go, the clown looks stupid. I was like, I can't get past that it looks stupid to me. And he's like, no, but he does this and that, I go, and he's wearing white. I go, what's he gonna do when he gets blood all over his clothes? He's like, there's a scene in the laundromat, and I'm like, oh come on. Or and maybe that was the second Terrifier, but
Yeah, it's the
it was
second one.
just it was like where I was like, I'm not giving it a chance because it looks stupid. And then, but boy was I wrong, as far as a money making business, like,
Right.
you know, Damien
Well,
Leone does not need my money.
yeah. No, he's good. He's he's
He's
he's
doing
he's
just fine.
yeah, he's
And
doing
that's
just
why,
fine.
yeah. That's why everybody
No,
doesn't have to watch the same
and
stuff.
like I tell people all the time, like I I saw the second one first, and that's the only full one I've seen either because
Yeah,
another YouTuber, shout out to the Real Quiet One, she is obsessed with Art the Clown and Terrifier films,
yeah,
so she kept pushing, oh, you got to watch the second one, you got to watch the second one. I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and I saw it, and honestly, like I was falling asleep,
yeah.
and I was just kind of like, it's like, man, this is not really my thing. I feel like it's shock value for the sake of shock value. I will
Hmm.
say this: the effects, I'll give it to them. The practical effects are incredible,
You're
and
right.
the score is amazing as well. Like I'll give it
Hmm.
its merits, but for me, it's just like, it's just not for me. Now, one that I would say I enjoyed more, which is a sort of not, I don't know if I call it it's Terrifier before Terrifier is oh my god, Laid to Rest.
Mm,
That one I would say I enjoy that one a lot more than Terrifier, and it's kind of it's I feel like it's Terrifier before Terrifier,
yeah,
you know. And it's just this guy who has a skull mask on, and he's going around, and he's like he's killing prostitutes, and
yeah.
he starts one gets away, and he starts killing everybody. You don't hear anything from him, anything. He does like this weird voyeurism thing where he's like filming like everything that's happening. um, I need to watch the second one because there's a part two, and but yeah, but I thought that one was really good.
Well, and then to go back, like again, I'm not gonna like another thing we try to promote on our channel is like we're not gonna waste time talking about stuff we hate, but we will waste your time talking about stuff we love. I stole that from Kevin Smith, but like to give Terrifier some praise or to give my friends and their opinion. Like when I say I'm gonna take your opinion, my friend Michael, who I said is part of Laser Wagon now, he hit me up back in I guess it was October, November, whenever they were doing the double feature around when three came out. And he was like, "Hey man, you want to go see this double feature of Terrifier 2 and 3?" And my inner monologue was, "No, but do I want to go sit in a theater with you and laugh and just
Hmm.
have an experience and a good time? Sign me the hell up," and
Yeah,
and we laughed and we had a good time, and it was so it's not always like you can't like, and I'm guilty of it too, but you can't take them all that serious, even
right,
like we had such a healthy conversation, I feel like, about Eli Roth, and it's like, and there's other stuff people like, take the AI out of it, there's all other kinds of arguments going on about Eli Roth and Ice Cream Man and different reasons, and that's, I mean, it's still good conversation to have. Like at least, like, don't close yourself off to hearing other people's opinions. Like I
right.
guess that's what I was getting out of last night. You were like, this guy, at least this guy wasn't just kicking it in the balls to kick it in the
Yeah,
balls. Like he had positive and negative, and I'm like, man, that's a hell of a point. So it made me think about when Michael first said, "Do you want to go see Terrifier 2 and 3?" And I was like, hell no. But do I want to sit in a theater with you and laugh and make fun of it? And I had not seen 2 or 3, and they weren't that bad. And I mean, give me Felissa Rose all day long, even if it's a cameo. Like I'm there for that. And the freaking Daniel, I can't think of his name, but the guy that played Santa
Roebuck.
Claus, yeah, Roebuck, man. I mean, his Santa Claus, freaking hilarious. Like that bar scene, like I was into it. And then oh my god, I mean, Sienna, like that character, like, and then to see these people now at the conventions, like, I mean, I appreciate. Like, I sat through, I was up front and center uh, for their podcast in Oklahoma City, and with Lauren Lavera, and she has such great stories, and it's like, I don't like these movies you're in, but how cool of an experience to hear her story of how she was picked for this role and how much that has opened up for her, and this hear her talk about Red Wedding and these new projects. Like I love that for her and for Damien Leone. Like if people are successful in horror, like good, and it
Yeah,
doesn't mean you don't have to like everything. I guess
right.
is what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah,
just want it all to be successful. It doesn't mean it has to
right.
get my money. I'll spend my money on Evil Dead, and you spend your money on Terrifier, and let's talk about how much we love it. Like
Yep.
just have fun with it. Don't take life too seriously.
Yeah, for sure. And I say this to people as well. It's like, I mean, if you like Scream, you like Terrifier, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
hey, as long as there's an audience for it, it's going to keep horror out in the mainstream, which is, for me, that's like, okay, we'll get, maybe we'll get something else. And look, we got this year, look at what we've gotten,
yeah.
with
Keep it
Obsession.
alive, like you
Yeah,
said. Keep horror alive, and and I don't want to waste 2 hours watching, something I don't like, but I will sit with you for 2 hours and listen to why you like it. That's more interesting to me. Like I want to hear why people love Terrifier. Like, give me the reasons, like why you're so passionate about it. Cause I appreciate that. And I
Mhm.
understand, like, cause it's the same thing. It's like, I get it. Like, your Terrifier is my Chainsaw Massacre, or your Terrifier is my Jason Voorhees. And like, so I appreciate just the fandom, I guess,
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's the passion, and like, even to, like, again, going back to like that panel that they did, the passion that she had for everything she talked about when she went into that whole thing about martial arts. And
Karate. Yeah. Who
yeah,
knew?
it's
Like,
like, yeah, exactly. So it's like all that stuff. I'm like, wow, man, it's like that's really cool that she's like, she's soaking it all up and she's loving
yeah,
it, and
she's
you
like,
could
I want
tell.
to be Jackie Chan. She's like,
Yeah.
if I could do anything, I want to be Jackie Chan. I want to be in karate. And like and then some guy in the audience like was versed in different types of martial arts, and she was right there with them. She's like, oh, this kind and this kind, and this fighting is more about that. And it's like, who knew that this tiny little beautiful person is can kick your ass?
Yeah.
You know?
No,
So
I mean, yeah, that's why it was a really really good, really good panel. So
yeah,
I was like, man, that's awesome, and the fact that you were able to get footage of it, and the guys were able to get footage of it, that's great. They did a great
yes,
job with that one. I hope I hope they got footage from the other panels. So I would love to see like how they did. I mean, if they did that well with that first one, I'm sure the other
yeah.
ones were pretty
I think
solid.
so too. Yeah, that was the only one I could sit in on, and then I posted it just because I wanted to post something, and then I was like, I hope I didn't steal their thunder, and I told Josh, I said, "Hey, man," I go, "I wasn't trying to post that before you could, but I said, I just think different angles of your same thing is still good," and I was like, "Also, there ain't that many people watching my channel, so it's like, don't worry about it." But yeah, he was cool with it. He was like, "No, no, it's fine," and I was like, "It's just like I would take if I'm trying to promote something, I would much rather have 2 angles and 2 different, and different trims and stuff. I just wanted to be there to support my boys, and I wish I could have sat in on more of their panels too, but I didn't get a chance to see some of the other ones.
No, I hope after this, I hope people, I hope people join your channel and check it out, so they can check out that and all of your other stuff. So
Yeah.
anybody in the chat right now that hasn't checked out Laser Wagon, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
leave a link to your channel in the description after this and
Awesome.
everything. So I'll tag
I
you in all that
will.
stuff.
I'll do one little shameless plug real quick if you'll let me.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
if 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 you know 48 people or 49 people or 50 people, if we can get to 800, and we're trying to give away the Scream. Speaking of, I know Horror Cat Dad does not want this. Maybe I'll make him be the winner just because he hates Scream. But we have the Scream popcorn bucket we're trying to give away once we hit 800. So I'm hoping we can grab 40 subscribers this weekend. That's a big goal for us because we are so small. But um, we do give. I'm going to go back. I was doing quarterly giveaways every 25, and then I was like, man, it seems like a lot. It wasn't going that fast, but I was like, I'm going to just let it sit and try to get 50 or 75. And it's taking so long, and I have so many things I want to give away. And I think you got one of my cooler ones with
Yeah, that Jason
the
was, man. I got, I can't wait to crack that one open, but I'm gonna wait.
yeah.
I have a thing coming, so like,
Good. So,
I'm
and we
saving it.
like once we hit 1,000, I have a pretty big. I mean, it's $175 value. I'll just leave it at that. I won't say what it is, but it's a nice collectible horror piece. I'm very proud of it. I've got too much stuff and I don't have room for it. So if we can hit 800 and give away the Scream popcorn bucket, I'm gonna go back to the every 25. 825, 850, 875, 900, 925, and so on and so forth. And then at 1,000, we'll give away this resin statue, and then we'll still do giveaways, but we're just trying to crack that 1K mark. So I appreciate it. If you check out the channel and you're like, this is not for me, I told Sprang on his channel, I was like, I don't want the sympathy follows. I would rather sit like if you're not going to come back and watch it, or you're like, I don't really like how they do that, totally understand. We just want people that enjoy it to follow it, and I've been moving houses, and like the channel has been super dry, but just know there's more stuff coming with Houston horror. And again, not to turn this into a commercial, but would really appreciate a follow if you're into stuff. Like I said, I try to do stuff similar to like Larry. Like we obviously have things in common. So if you love Larry, you might like some of what we have on there. But yeah, Larry's a previous winner, so he can vouch for that's like the old MTV thing. People really do win on laser wagons.
Yeah. And I got that Mezco Jason. I
Yeah,
showed it to you all as when
it's
I
no
got it.
joke. Like that
It's
was one of
legit.
the first gifts where I was like, this is a no joke like giveaway. Like people that was not cheap when I paid for that. So
I know, man, because believe me, when I was looking at Mezco figures before that, I was like, man, because I bought the Dawn of the Dead ones that again
ah
I'm
yeah.
saving for a certain time. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. So I started looking at, oh, what else could I get? And then
Yeah.
I saw that one. I was like, oh man, I'd really love to have that
It's a
one.
beautiful figure, man. It's so and I mean it's just so well made.
Um, Before we move on,
Yes.
I'm going to try to blaze through these. So,
Yeah.
Ersinger was here. How you doing? Good, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Uh,
Hello?
Josh is the best, and Ben is going to kill it in Houston. Yes,
Ben
can't.
Tramer.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome. Let's see. Jim says, "Would you like a Nick Cage figure from Moonstruck with a wooden and attachment?" You took. Jason said, "I love Brain Scan." Yep, I love Brain Scan, man. Such an underrated film. Larry watches Attack of the Killer Tomatoes every day. Hey, don't I used to watch it when they would show it on Up All Night all the time, and the cartoon.
Now I've got that song stuck in my head. Thanks a lot.
Attack of the Killer
The killer
Tomato.
tomato.
Brain Scan's a fun one. Return of the Killer Tomato, starring John
Oh, John
Aston.
Aston. Nice.
Yeah, and then there was that. Was it the
Go
first
man.
one? Is it the first one or the second one that has George Clooney in it?
Might be the
Yes,
second one. I
is
don't
it the
know.
second one? There's one where he's like in a diner and he's doing like product placement. And yeah, I was
It's
like,
hilarious.
yeah, it's pretty good. No Willy Wonka figure, just the inflatable. Oh, hey Corey, what's up, man?
Corey.
How you doing, brother? To which Jim says, "What's up, you rat bastard?" I think I'm pretty far back in the chat. Yeah, I'm like 30 minutes behind. Wow.
Okay.
Uh, Papa Gaz is here. Hey, brother, how's it going? Thanks for stopping
Josh.
by. Uh,
Callie and Callie.
Matt. Oh yeah, he's still over there, right?
I think so. I just have to say I love seeing Papa Goss at the Funko headquarters. Like that photo I love so much that Josh got to go there. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Matt was saying Scream 5 is great, especially if you love independent horror, and I'm always down
Matt
to watch
Tramer.
something. Oh man, I think yeah, Jim said that earlier too. I think I saw that
I
a
may be
little bit up
way
there.
behind. Matt Tramer.
Everybody's saying hi to everybody. The legend is in the house. Yeah, yeah. Josh, man, bringing everybody together. Jim saying Obsession is a solid movie, elevated by an incredible lead performance. Yeah, I've said it. I've said it many times after I sing that. If she does not get some sort of nomination or recognition for that role, dude, like that is a crime against
Yeah.
humanity. Like that is a
She
damn
she
shame.
can do whatever she wants now. Like she's probably got scripts left and right, you know.
Yeah. Obsession was a pleasant
Pleasant
surprise.
surprise, very
Yeah.
much so.
I enjoyed Obsession much more than Backrooms and Evil Dead Burn.
Fair.
I'm contemplating going to Obsession filming locations right this second. Oh
Oh,
wow.
do it, Josh.
I need to watch 28 Years Later and Bone Temple. I haven't seen those.
28
Uh
years was good. Sam, that was when Sam was like, you got to watch it. And he was right. I mean, just the camera work alone, like they did this rig with like 27
yeah.
iPhones.
Yeah,
Man, that was
I saw the
cool.
picture. That's nuts, man.
And I thought they did it at once when he was telling me about it. He's like, they got this rig where they show like when something gets shot. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to do that for one shot. No, it's like every time they use that a lot. And it's so cool to watch.
Let's see. Eric saying, "Do it." We wanted to go see where they filmed Halloween in Pasadena, but ran out of time.
Bummer.
Saw Andy Warhol's Flesh for Frankenstein at cinema in 3D.
Oh,
Oh wow!
cool. That's amazing.
Can you be an extra in? You can be an extra in a horror movie. What you choose?
I'm going to be a counselor in one of the first four Friday the 13th.
Nice.
I want to be Mark in the wheelchair because he almost gets to kiss Lauren Marie Taylor in part two. And then he rides down the wheelchair down the stairs with the machete in his face.
I want to be Crispin Glover so I can dance like
Oh,
him.
you can do the dance.
So I can have those moves.
Where's the corkscrew?
I live in the Chicago area, and unfortunately, I'm too broke to go to a convention because the lineup is
Understandable.
incredible. Yeah, the lineup is nuts, man.
I
Oh,
can't
thank
even get
you,
there.
Russell. Thank you for coming by and hanging out, my man.
Oh yeah,
You were
thanks,
the man.
Russell.
Is Free Jack underrated? Heck yes, it is. I love Free Jack. I'll die on that hill, man. First one we got was Return of the Jedi, and we got it used for $80 on VHS. Yeah,
Wow,
I
yeah,
believe it.
I believe
Uh,
it.
I love Jason. Yep, Jason. Oh, Jason
Hmm.
Takes Manhattan. See,
Yeah,
so like you, everybody that's trashed on it for years. I have no issue with it.
at
It's ridiculous.
Spooky Empire, they had just about every, and they had some of them at Cult Classic, but they had like basically a reunion of whoever's doing the circuit from Manhattan now. Like they had the boxer, I can't think of his name, JD, I think, and one of the actresses that's going to be in Houston, Jensen Daggett, I think she was in eight. I think maybe I don't know, maybe getting it wrong now, but anyway, there's a lot of Manhattan actors at Spooky Empire, and it was cool to see them all lined up together.
Nice, nice. For the Talking Heads, hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Russell saying extreme films, high tension, love Inside, not the American remake. Um, I need to watch those other two. I've heard of Martyrs, and well, I've heard of it. And I've seen the cover, but I haven't seen it. And then Frontiers, I keep hearing about that one, but I haven't seen that one. But definitely High Tension and Inside, man, those are I love those films. Let's see, people back and forth. Let me see. Shocker, yeah, that's a great one. That's underrated as well.
Oh yeah, is that Wes Craven too?
Yeah.
Shocker.
hmm
Yeah, yeah,
Horace Pinker, Pink, Horace Pinker. Yeah, the dude Skinner from X Files.
yeah. Oh, that's
I want to remake the Incredible Melting Man with a script that doesn't involve a 5 minute scene asking about whether or not someone bought crackers. Remake films that need to be remade better. Maximum Overdrive.
several Stephen
Jason,
King movies could be of the '80s could be lifted up a little. He's not wrong.
but Maximum Overdrive though, Jason. Yeah, I'm definitely with you with that. Like, I think Kim and I are on that hill of like Maximum Overdrive is great, but could definitely use a remake. There are just some movies that should not be touched. Yep, for
Fair,
sure.
the thing.
Uh, no argument
I'm
there.
just, I'm just saying.
No argument there. Ninja, don't you dare discourage cocaine.
The move. Added to my letterbox. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh man. Fade to Black. Man, it's been forever since I've seen one. Have OG Inside box set. Oh, nice. Remake of Martyrs and Inside were crapo. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? Johnny from the Wild Guys. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I did see the remake of Inside. Man, that was total garbage. Let's see. Stacey asks, what's your favorite comedy?
Ooh. Favorite comedy. Not to shift gears. I think what I've laughed at so hard recently, or ever. What's Lazer's favorite comedy? Oh man, on the spot. Comedy. I like a lot of the older. I mean, I'm old, so it's um, like I like 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 Mel Brooks stuff and like Gene Wilder, like Stir Crazy.
Yep,
Like
it's a
that is
banger.
so funny to me. Like the Wee Bit, like the bird thing and the whole story and the prison rodeo. Like that's, and if that's taking it too far, or what was his name? Some Burger, like the big mean guy in the prison. I
hmm
guess good. Well, anyway, that's probably taking it back too far. Like most of these people probably don't even know what Stir Crazy is, but
Oh, I'm sure the people in this chat. There's a lot of people that I'm sure Jim. Yeah, I know Jim
and I
would.
mean, I love
Russell.
it blurs the line, but like Young Frankenstein when I was a kid, I loved that so much. I loved everything about that. I couldn't watch it enough. Like you talk about wearing out a VHS tape. Um, But that's, again, it's Mel Brooks stuff,
Hmm.
Spaceballs, like
Spaceballs. Yep.
silly, like silly comedy stuff like that. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'd have to say something older like Stir Crazy. And as soon as we get off this stream, I'll think of 15 other better versions. But if I can't sleep tonight, I'll post it on my Instagram. So if you follow us on Instagram, I'll make a random post about what my favorite comedy is
There you go.
for Acres of Movies. So what a great name!
As Eric says, my boys liked in a violent nature.
Awesome.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice. Uh,
Johnny.
Russell saying Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. That's a good one. It's a classic.
Good. Yep.
Make Monopoly or Candyland a horror movie.
I would watch.
Candyland.
Yeah, I would watch Candyland,
That would be a
a
good one.
horror movie. Yeah,
That would be that would be pretty interesting.
it
Uh,
would.
all right, guys, I'm gonna speed through these because we got a lot, and we're already at 2 hours 15 minutes. But no,
Hey,
thank you everybody for coming in
yes,
and hanging out and all the great questions, man. Eric saying,
it's
I'm
been so
sure
much
they will
fun.
do a Candyland horror movie. I mean, I don't see why not. I gotta go with this one because of Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi calls you. He says he's doing everything practical going forward. What movie monster you assign to him for a trilogy?
Ooh,
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
monster movie. I want to see what he does with. Oh man, I want to kind of keep it in the Universal. Dang, I think I want to see his Frankenstein. I'd want to see his Frankenstein Bride, and then maybe not Son. Maybe he comes up with something different. We haven't thought of yet. But I would love to see what he'd do with. I want to see his vision of Bride of Frankenstein. I think that would be really cool. Maybe
Nice.
they've all got like the
The Deadite.
the milky
Yep.
eyes. Yeah,
I know
the
where you're going with that.
sunken.
Like when you said that,
Yes,
I started picturing
yes. I was like, ooh,
Deadite
the
Ash.
yes, yes, the sunken in and the.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll take that. Yeah, I would pay to see that.
I would like. I said I wouldn't like them to redo Creature from the Black Lagoon, but
Right.
Sam Raimi, if he's just doing practical effects, I think he would do a good job of it. Put it in that vein of like, the cheese sci-fi creature feature. I think he would do a good job with it. I really wish Carpenter would have done his version of it. Like that's the only other person that I would want to see what because I've seen the designs, like the concept art and stuff, and I was like, man, I wish we would have seen that from Carpenter. Great question, Stacey. Sometimes we get
Yes.
great horror characters, but not great horror movies. Yeah, very true. Very true. I'm gonna skip through some of these guys. Sorry about that. Looking at Christmas comes early. Looks like Eric had posted y'all's link in the chat there, so people can go and check it out. I
Oh,
think
cool. What is that link to?
to Laser Wagon official your site
Oh, thank
or
you
your
very
YouTube.
much.
So thanks
Appreciate
very
it.
much, Eric. Thanks for that, my man. Let's
I'm
see.
gonna follow everyone. Larry, will I be able to access this chat, or I want to go follow these people when we get off the chat if
Yeah,
I'm not
so
already followed?
it when you go back to rewatch, you should be able to see like the chat and
Okay,
everything.
perfect. So I'm gonna follow. Oh, these are some awesome people. I'm loving this interaction.
Yeah, Kim, she says I'll sub if I haven't.
Thank you, Kim.
Russell, thanks, just sub. Thank you so much, good
Man, you
sir.
guys are awesome. Somebody's getting the scream popcorn bucket, and it might be Larry. No, Larry's already won, so he's out.
No, that's fair. That's fair for me. I mean, because for me, I'd be like, oh, hey, who wants this bucket?
Speaking of Josh, though, like Josh did a react, and I don't expect anybody to do a reaction video. Like if you do and you win, and like that's so awesome. But Josh's reaction video to the what he won, like he opened the door and like it was so funny. I was like, Josh, you're my new best friend. It
Yeah,
just
that
made
was
me
pretty good.
smile.
That
It's
was pretty
so
good.
funny, man. I love it. I love that. So,
Got to say, we just hit
211.
211K
That
subs.
is
Awesome.
awesome. Yep. You're going to get 211 once I get off this stream. Or
Happy to
212.
support our community where we can. Oh, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Means a ton.
Eric is
Squishy
also
family.
saying, yep, that's Unbox It. So yeah, you also
Okay.
if y'all want to check them out as well. Again, everybody that's in the chat here, make sure y'all check out everybody's channel. There's a lot of good
Yes.
stuff. Let's see. Oh, Tiana's here. Hey, Tiana, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by, coming and hanging out with us and checking out. If you're still here, because I'm kind of behind on the chat. Actually, at this point, I'm 10 minutes behind, so we're getting there.
Okay. We're getting there.
Now I have to go by. I have to go as Matt Tramer for Halloween. There you go, Matt.
There it
And
is. You can borrow my mask and my jacket.
and then I got to go shout out to Jim for coining that and deeming Matt to be Matt Tramer.
Yes. Alter ego.
Oh, see, he even said, where do I get a mask?
I'll give you my trick or treat, which is not the one I'm wearing. I'm wearing a rehaul that somebody did that's awesome that I need to go plug because the mask I have now, the trick or treat is fine, but it's more like a blue gray but the one I'm be rocking that I took to Oklahoma it's pretty badass. It's a rehaul of like an old Shatner that like it's a legit mask. But I've blacked out the eyes and I can't. There's a screen in there and I can barely see. So I'm gonna have to have Sam kind of lead me around Houston horror because it's very hard to see out of.
Russell's saying I prefer trucks over Maximum Overdrive. I dressed up as Alice Cooper with a snake for Halloween at 16. Nice, that's
Nice.
awesome. Eric saying Lazer, if they could remake trains, planes, automobiles, wouldn't Larry and Josh be perfect?
Oh my gosh, yes. Who's
between
selling the shower curtain rings? Yeah, between
those,
two pillows.
those aren't pillows. And see, look, Eric Stir Crazy. He's seen Stir Crazy.
Yes.
Joe, Mel Brooks is the best. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Silver Streak. Yeah, that's another good one. Let's see. Best horror font. Oh, I got to go with Carpenter's horror font.
Ooh. I like anything that like House Industries does all this stuff that looks very like Universal Monsters and like bloody and creepy. There's like Terror, House of Terror, House of Horror, any of that drippy, bloody. Go look at my thumbnails. Half of whatever that is just like those. It's the knockoffs of those House Industry fonts usually.
Well, it's like I'm a sucker. Like I always say it in my NECA reviews. Like I'm a sucker when they have like the blood wash on the accessories. So it's like, I guess it goes back to that. I'm just like, man, well, couldn't they just put a little bit of blood wash to could differentiate something?
Yeah.
But Tiana says baseballs is so good. I think she means Spaceballs. I think.
Oh yeah. Aren't they doing Spaceballs the sequel now?
Yeah, I can't wait, but I'm also kind of hesitant. But
yeah,
hopefully
I like seeing Rick Moranis. Who was Dark Helmet? He's like
Rick Moranis
he came out of that's his reception at Comic-Con was like emotional, man. Because I mean, everybody knows he kind of went back into hiding, and for him to come back out and to get that kind of fanfare, like, good for him, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Right. All right. I wish I would have been there to see it like live because I saw a picture of him like kind of like teary eyed and he was just kind of like,
yeah.
So
I've just seen the clips, but man, it's so cool.
Russell saying Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Oh yeah, they were great together. Even Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks, they were great together too.
Well, does anybody know? Yellowbeard is another one. That's more Monty Python group. Like I don't know if you like pirate movies, but Eric Idle and it's all the Monty Python people. But it's Yellowbeard. I used to watch that on HBO like in 1984. They play it over and over. I mean, just silly, ridiculous. Like if you like anything Monty Python and you like pirates, Yellowbeard is another one that most people probably don't remember, but freaking hilarious. Cheech and Chong is in it. I mean, what else do you need?
I haven't seen that one. Like I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
If you want to see a stupid pirate, like just silly pirate movie, Yellowbeard is Marty Feldman again. So you've got you got Igor. Rip John Candy.
What did you say? Abby something.
Abby Normal.
Abby Normal. Abnormal?
That's Hans Delbrook. Don't get me started on. I'll do that movie front to back.
Let's see. Raimi gives us Metaluna. Oh man, This Island Earth. Oh, that'd be great. Metaluna. That would be really good. Have you ever seen that one? This Island Earth.
No.
It's so you might have seen the creature from it. It's called the Metaluna Mutant.
Okay.
It was made famous because if you ever seen the Mystery Science Theater, the movie, they riffed on that on this island Earth. So that was
Okay.
the first time I ever saw it, but it was during the atomic. It's a universal monster, but from the atomic age, like right around where Creature from the Black Lagoon, like during that era. It was when they were trying to do more sci-fi films, like or sci-fi creatures and stuff like that, or
It's not the
creatures.
gorilla with the helmet on its head. That's Robot Monster.
No,
What is that? The
no, no,
gorilla with
no.
Okay.
Uh, no, the other one it's like a big brain sort of thing, and it has like
Oh,
pinchers.
okay.
It's like blue
Yeah.
and purple and stuff. I have a. I'll have to send you a picture of the figure.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't wait to see it.
it's pretty cool. Like the figure or the creature looks amazing for it being like back then. And the movie on its own is actually really cool, but Mystery Science Theater made it. It just I don't know. I love that film. I actually was able to find it on VHS too, so I'm happy with that.
Sweet.
I'll add a laser to our content creator chat. Oh,
Oh, thank
nice,
you.
cool, cool.
Appreciate you.
I claim the bucket if Larry wins. Well, you heard it here. I can't because I already won one. So,
Yeah.
Eric, it's all you, man. You're
Yeah.
the one. You're the one on the chase train, man. You can if anybody's gonna win, you're gonna win probably. Favorite non-horror film? Mine is The Last Detail with Jack Nicholson and Randy Quaid.
Oh man.
Yeah, definitely Russell. He was amazing. Barf.
John Candy in Vacation, Moose out front should
Mhm.
have told you, like, as a security guard, who love him so much in that. I mean, I love him in everything, but yeah.
Trains, Planes. I mean, he's amazing in
Ah,
that. I mean,
that movie, man. I mean, especially at the end, like, and they
yep.
play that every time you go, oh man, I'll roll a tear every time.
I know, man. This is so good.
Yes.
Not
John
again.
Hughes, not again.
So with that, I caught up on the chat. So
Okay.
with that, guys, we're gonna shift real quick. This coming weekend, the other reason we're talking about is Houston Horror is this
Yeah.
weekend.
Now the stream can start. Now we're serious. We got all the pleasantries out of the way. No, I'm just
2.5 hours later. But no, we won't spend too much time on this, man, because like, yeah, we're already 2.5 hours into this. So, but no, now we're and yeah, we are excited too, Kim. So if y'all now that y'all are subbed to Chris' channel, Laser Wagon's channel, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff, footage from there from him, and you'll see some behind the scenes, like sort of me walkthrough as well, and probably some other stuff between us. So keep an eye out for that. Um, what was I gonna say? With that, I know we had talked about we're gonna both have con exclusive stickers. So if anybody that's listening to
yeah.
this that is going to Houston Horror or is listening to this on the way to Houston Horror or anything like that, Laser Wagon has a couple exclusive stickers for y'all. One is this bad boy right here.
Texas.
This looks really cool, man. I like that. I
And it's a
definitely.
holographic. I will if you send me your mailing address, even if you're in Australia, because I just sent a giveaway to someone in Canada. Um, Reanimate her. I know how to fill out customs forms now. So if you message me on Instagram or YouTube, I will send you Laser Wagon stickers because I've got a lot of older ones too.
And then, so yeah, you heard it here, folks. Like he'll definitely send you one. Another one that he has as well is he has this one. I ran into Ben Tramer at Houston Horror. It's gonna be
You
a
got to
fun
stop
trip.
me and get a photo though, like Matt did, because Matt was brave enough. Matt got one of these. You can't see it, but it's the Oklahoma version.
Let me see if I can. Oh, sorry. Let me see if I can put you up, man. You want to bring it up again?
Oh yeah, I can't.
Let me
Sorry,
see if
it's
I
like
can.
super dark in here, but it says the same thing. It says
Sorry.
into. No,
I need to fix it.
there it is.
There it
I
is.
ran, in,
Yep.
I ran into Ben Tramer at the OKC horror convention, so I'll send you one of those too. And we've got some older stuff. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, man, that's nice. That's nice. Looks like before we go on any further, Russell's going to run. He's going to run. So good night. Thank you so much, Russell.
Good
You are the
night. Have a
man.
great run. Great
Thanks
meeting
for
you.
coming. Thanks for coming, good sir.
Yep.
Thanks you both for a great conversation among friends. And anytime we talk horror, it's a great conversation. Eric, you are the man. Thank you so much, good sir. Definitely, definitely much appreciated. And all the great questions, man. You always bring the incredible questions as well. Matt says, "Can't wait for you guys to post, boys. Always great stuff.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Matt.
much."
Huge
And
support.
Kim is saying, "Send me a sticker."
Send me your address, Kim, and I'll it's on Instagram or laserwagonofficial at Gmail or somewhere here on YouTube. I just need an address and I will load you up.
Matt saying, "I'll be there in spirit." Does that count? Oh yeah, man,
It
for sure.
does. I may have your address, Matt, but send it again.
Would love to add to our content creator sticker board, and we will send you some back. Yep.
I
There you
love that. I'll send you one of everything I've got.
Laser Wagon, I will see you on the Godzilla podcast.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Interesting.
don't know what that means, but I will talk Godzilla. I love Godzilla sliding on his tail and King Kong slinging him around by his tail.
Oh, that's great. For me, the ones that I will have are
Oh
going to
yeah, I
be.
got to get this.
Oh, I
I
definitely
love
I'll
it.
have one. I'll definitely have one for you, man. So, yeah,
I can't wait.
I'll have this one, and then I did have these at Frightmare, so I still have some of these. I'm going to take this in the
I love the
house.
blue and red on that so much too.
So
I feel like that's
anybody that's checked out the channel, y'all know I used to do the show in the house with my man Don. So we got the owl there, and we got the
oh,
cat.
it's a
So
callback. I
it's
love
a
it.
callback. So yeah, and from Frightmare, I still have some pins. So if y'all go to Houston Horror, I'll have some pins as well. But no, yeah, it was. What are you most excited for Houston Horror, Matt or Chris?
So for me, and I've got my quick list of like things I want to get, but if I could only get one of these, it's Melanie Kinnaman. She plays Pam in Part Five, which is not a great Friday the 13th, but for me growing up, it was right in that wheelhouse of renting movies, and so Part Five, I have a mask by Crash Creations, which if you're looking for like a decent, affordable but really well done hockey mask, Crash Creations does amazing work. They're over $100, but they're usually under 150. And I have a part five that's been signed by Dick Whedon, who played Roy the Face, and I've also got Violet, Tiffany Helms, who played Violet, who does the weird robot dancing, in part five. So
Hmm.
weird. Had both of them from Cult Classic. I'm gonna get Tom Morga because he did all the stunts. He's gonna be there in Houston, so got to get Tom to sign that mask. But Pam, Melanie Kinnaman, love her. I'm also going to get her to sign a Part Five vinyl soundtrack. This is a new thing I'm trying to do. Is something different instead of just collecting 8x10s because I've had to move those from frames on my wall into a photo album because they take up too much room. So now I'm getting into vinyl horror soundtracks just because I think that's fun. So Melanie Kinnaman signing those two things. Amy Steele, Jenny from Part Two. I'm going to do the in costume photo op Friday. So she'll have Mother's sweater and probably a pitchfork. And I get her to sign the Part Two soundtrack, vinyl. Dana Kimmel. This is again my bank account. I'm gonna have the Chase fraud alert like going off every 5 minutes.
Well,
Dana Kimmel.
that's why you pull the cash.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got to do cash. That's right. So Dana Kimmel played Chris. So Chris gets to meet Chris. She's also doing an in costume. So I'm hoping she has like an axe. And then I got a Part Three vinyl soundtrack. She's gonna sign that. Kimberly Beck, Trish from Part Four. I've met her before. She signed my original traveling hockey mask that I broke on the way home from Orlando. It had about 15 signatures on it, including Lar Park Lincoln from Part Seven, who's
Oh,
passed. I hate that. I glued it back together. It's not great, but it's still special to me. And I'm like, it's battle damage. It's Jason. But so I've started a new mask. I got Rick from 13X Studios. If y'all know the selfie guy from Terrifier 2, he does some super affordable hockey masks. So I bought a Part 4 from him in Georgia. Lauren Reed Taylor signed it, and now I'm going to that'll be my new traveling hockey mask. So I'll probably get Trish to sign that. I wanted her to sign. I think Larry, I showed you that big ass Jason NECA, but I
hmm.
don't want to lug that around. I don't want to lug it to Houston. Um, and then Adrian King, uh, probably get her. I have this cool little. I don't even know if it was a Mezco. I think I showed you that too, but it's like her and Jason. It's a little figurine.
Hmm.
Um, and then who else? Tom Morga. I want to meet the Soska sisters just because I think they're really pretty. And I heard they give great hugs. And then for vendors, Rotten Applehead, he's got an amazing backroom piece that he's doing, but he's also done some Freaky Nickies. And I messaged him on the side, and I'm like, "Hey man, you gotta hold like that's the first place I'm going. Like I'm going straight to Rotten Applehead because he posted a picture of his backrooms thing, and he's like, "Y'all are all messing me about Freaky Nicky." He goes, "I can't make 100 of them. There's going to be 4. You better go there." And I'm like, I don't think that counts the ones that he said he's holding back for me and Sam, but please nobody. And SoCal Leatherface was already like, "I'm getting one." I'm like, no, don't get my Freaky Nicky. So Rotten Applehead, check them out on Instagram. They Rotten Apple Art Designs. They do some badass neon, multi-layered stenciled stuff. Cakes by Jennifer always does these sugar cookies with edible ink of all the people that are at the shows. So I'm gonna buy every Melanie Kinnaman cookie she has, and I'll give them out. But it's like I want all of them. I think
Nice.
Broken Moxie or somebody, Jace, somebody that follows me, they said, "Oh, I'm going to buy those before you can get them." I'm like, "No, you're not." But and then one more thing, I'm just trying to talk fast because I know we've gone long. My earbuds are giving like the
Oh
we're
man,
tired, and but I have a coworker here in West Texas that asked me to get this signed,
nice.
which is his Friday the 13th slip cover. And then, which I was like, I'll gladly do that because now I get a free Adrian King table selfie, for that.
Nice.
And then he wants Tom Holland, so he's sending me with
Oh,
these too.
nice.
So Tom Holland was not on my bingo card, but now I'm going to get a photo with Tom Holland. So
There
those
you
are
go, man.
those are all of my, and that's it. Like I'm out of money after that. Now I can't eat or drink or.
It's all good, man.
What about?
I'll buy you something.
Thank you, man.
I'll buy you a sandwich.
Thanks, Larry. What about you? You got any? What's your hit list or your top stuff?
Oh man, I have this generic print of Jason.
Hmm.
I got it at Houston Horror a few years back when Harry Manfredini was there.
Oh yes, I
He
got him
was
to sign my mask that freaking broke.
he was the first one to sign it. He put the notes, and I was like, wow, I'd never seen that before.
I love
And
those notes. Yeah.
so then I got Sean Cunningham to sign that same print. I got Kane Hodder to sign it. So now it's going to be that's my Friday the
That's your
13th.
traveling. It's so smart. Then you don't have 15 things to juggle. Just
So
keep them hitting that same thing.
I want to meet like yourself. So while it's going to hurt, I want to meet all of the Friday the 13th final girls and have them there.
Hmm.
But I also want to meet Derek Mears and have him sign it as well. You know,
Hmm.
so it's kind of and it's just and then Tom is going to be there, and I was just like,
I
oh,
know.
like it's just so many Friday the 13th people. So it's just kind of like,
It's a real Sophie's choice, as they
yeah.
say.
And I haven't seen her film yet, but I do want to meet Romero,
Yeah.
Tina Romero, just
Hmm.
because I mean her
It's
father,
in the name. Yeah.
yeah. I want to meet her. I want to talk to her, even if it's not. I don't know if I'll get a signature, maybe just a selfie, just to say like, and just to ask her about her dad because I've met him twice. I've lucked out in meeting him, but I would love to just like pick her brain about stuff. Maybe she can tell me stuff that I haven't already heard. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I
I
would
will
like to.
say one more
Good.
vendor I just want to shout out real quick. Chris Oz Fulton, like super affordable, hand drawn, almost like watercolor. I got his. I could so Frightmare, the vendor room, as you know, Larry, was out of control. Like we could not talk to most of our vendors, like Jackie Offline and people we try to promote, because it was so packed. And good for the vendors. Like I told Jonathan, I said, I'm not gonna hinder a sale just to get a sound bite or say, "Hey, how's it going?" So I couldn't reach Chris Oz Fulton because he was so having so many sales. But I mean, he does these 11 by 17s that are awesome, and his Freaky Nicky or any whatever your favorite horror character is, he's drawn it, and it's kick ass. Sam bought me a pearl a few years ago of her in the red dress holding the axe, and I was set. And I mean, that Chris Oz Fulton is a cool dude. I want to talk to him and hopefully uh, pull him aside and just promote his channel. So um, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to cut you off.
No, no, no. I know who I met him at one of my first Frightmares. I actually got a non-horror related. I got a Darth Revan and a Darth Malik from him from
Yeah,
Knights of the Old
because he'll
Republic.
have all kinds. He'll have musicians and
Hmm.
superheroes and sci-fi. Like I just love his style.
Yeah, I was just like, man, that's he does amazing work. But no, as for vendors, shout out to Duckbill Records. They're gonna have a couple vinyls that I'm gonna go pick up from them. Let's see. I think Elm Street Toys is gonna be there. So I want to go see them. I always got to see them because they're not. I don't think they're going to be doing horror cons anymore.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, and also, of course, one of my favorite artists, Timothy Petitas. He's going to be there. It's his first time at Houston Horror.
At
He's going to have,
Houston, yeah.
yep. So he's going to have Prince there as well. He said he's going to have a Houston Horror exclusive print. He mentioned that, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it's going to be. But he's
Okay.
probably going to be one of the first people that I go and hit up. And even beyond that, his other prints that he has or that he's taking are amazing. He's
Yeah.
got some really crazy art. He's got some really awesome looking art. The Clown, Scream. He's got a bunch of stuff. So again, shout out to Tim. He does amazing work.
He
Uh,
does.
Other than that, it's going to be like I'm going to try to keep it to that because I know I'm going to probably end up buying figures and stuff like that for the channel.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Other than that, I might see some other people that some other vendors like Jackie offline. I might go by her booth.
Love her. She's got a bunch of cool obsession stuff now too, like One Wish Willow and Freaky Nikki stuff. So
Nice,
I love Jackie Offline. She's so cool.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I've met her. I've seen her a couple times. I bought her a couple of earrings for people
Yeah.
before, so did a lot of
Yeah.
good stuff. Let's see. Let me hit the chat real quick, and then
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up. Chris, so are we going to have a dual Matt and Ben Tramer?
We are. I will give you my trick or treat Ben Tramer just because I'm not going to use it now that I have this other one. But it would be super funny to do like the Spider-Man Stan Lee, where they're looking at each other or whatever. I don't know, something like that.
And then Russell says Toronto loves y'all and you rock. Oh, thank you so much, Russell, my
Yay,
man.
Canada.
Thank you so much, good sir, and
Great White North.
thank you for being a channel member. You are it's definitely appreciated, good sir. Another channel member who's been a channel member for 3 months already. Eric, Two Boys and the Scary Pops, or Two Boys and Their Pops, also another channel member. And again, also shout out to the channel members that were here hanging out. There's Kim, Unbox It. Thank you for being a channel member. Tiana, I don't know if you're still here, but thank you so much for being a channel member. Rob, Vintage Video, Jason, Jinjin Ninja, Corey, thank y'all so much. I seriously cannot thank y'all enough for being channel members. I truly appreciate you guys. Just as I was saying it, Jinjin Ninja's back.
And he's back.
Let's see. Russell also says, Larry, you're the only channel that reads comments, not like some others. Oh, well, I mean,
Oh, that's
it's
awesome.
like I've said on In the House, I've said everywhere else. The chat is the unofficial third member of these streams. So thank y'all.
It drives the conversation. And like Larry told me before this, I'm like, I hope we don't run out of stuff to say, which look at us. We're still going. My earbuds are dying. And, but he goes, the chat, will lead the way. And he was not wrong. Like, this is so much fun. And I hope we can do it again, Larry. Like, this was a blast. I see the one about the Steve Martin. That makes me think, The Jerk. How did I miss The Jerk as a comedy?
Oh yeah, that was great.
I mean, golly. Steve Martin in anything, really. Golly.
When he's trying to read the wet note.
Yeah. Or
Uh,
him in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels when he's like, his name is Joseph Jesterson, Lawrence Farleston. His name is John Fisher. Like, he's just mumbling nonsense. Oh man, Steve Martin was born in the same hospital as me in Waco, Texas, and his grandmother lived there until she passed. But I don't think he ever lived there. But I was born in the same hospital as Steve Martin. Fun
oh
fact.
wow, interesting.
I say he's my real dad, but I don't think my mom. I don't think the ages work out, but whatever. The last name works out.
Chris Martin, not of
Yeah, not
of
of Coldplay. Don't
not of
Google me
Coldplay.
because you'll be disappointed if you try to Google me. You're gonna see Gwyneth Paltrow's ex. Oh, a banjo. I have seen Steve Martin play bluegrass with
Mhm.
Steep Canyon Rangers in San Antonio at the Majestic with
Nice.
Edie Brickell, and it was amazing. Yeah, The Jerk was hilarious.
Yeah, that's great. Bloody work getting getting in the. Oh man, yeah. I mean, Yeah, and that's usually how it goes, man. But we'll end it off with this
Yeah,
because given that it's going to be a huge Friday the 13th show at Houston Horror, was your top three moments of Friday the 13th franchise for you?
I've got two right off the bat, just because. So the first one I ever saw in the theater, 1986. My mom, love her for taking me when I was like in sixth grade, way too young to see part six. And when Jason is resurrected, Frankenstein style with the
Hmm.
Tommy, him coming out of the grave, so cool when you're in sixth grade. I mean, it's still cool to me, like the lightning bringing him back to life. That's one. Um, Probably the top is when Corey Feldman or when the mask gets knocked off of Jason in part four. That's huge for me too. And then man, I don't know, maybe I love part two so much that maybe the jump scare at the end with Warrington Gillette coming through the window,
Yeah.
um, and then or the oh muffin, stupid dog. No, but the jump, any of those jump scares. But yeah, I would have to say probably those. And then there's parts in part three, like I could go on forever. So
I mean, for me, coincidentally, six. I've said it before on the channel. Six is the first one I ever saw.
awesome.
So that Tommy Jarvis where he
Yeah,
like impales him with the thing and he comes back to life. That
badass.
was yeah, that was my
Tom
that was,
McLaughlin. I want to meet Tom McLaughlin. I've been at a convention he was at, and I can't believe I didn't meet the director. That's a big miss on my part.
I'm surprised they haven't brought him to Frightmare or anything.
I know. I think he was in San Antonio, and there was nobody talking to him. And like, why did I not go talk to? I mean, I was on an Evil Dead thing that weekend,
Hmm.
but still, that was a huge miss for me.
But as for me, I would say top three in no particular order. The the mask break in seven. You know when you
Oh,
see Zombie
and you
Jason,
see
and
the
yeah,
oh, it's so good. That is Kane Hodder, big time. That is awesome.
yeah, that I love the I call it the hero shot of part six after the Winnebago like flips and then you just see
Oh,
Jason on top of the thing.
on top of it, yes, that is
It's like,
killer.
and then I got to go with, I got to go old school. Friggin' Kevin Bacon dying in part one.
Ooh, through the neck, yeah.
Hmm.
And I'd hate to not even talk about like the Alice in the
Yeah,
canoe, like that's so classic. Like there's so many, man. That's another good one. That's a hard question.
yeah. But no, with
Man,
that,
this was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Thank you,
yes, thank you
Larry. You
everybody.
guys are awesome.
Yes, thank y'all so much. Y'all are absolutely awesome, and thank you for coming and hanging out. Chris, thanks and thank you very much for coming
Yes.
and hanging out with me for almost 3 hours. Uh,
I'll buy you a drink. I get first rounds on me, Larry.
all righty,
This
man.
weekend.
Or me because your wall is going to be,
Yeah. You better catch me on Friday because I'll be dry Saturday and Sunday.
So with that, any last things you want to promote or anything for your channel coming up other than
Again, I would just love to promote the giveaway. If we can get, I may sneak in a 775 just to get us to 800. So I have a ton of stuff that's really cool that I just don't have room for, that I want to give away and promote the channel. So please go if you can subscribe, or if you have friends that you think like what we're doing, let us know. Please message me. If you message me an address, it may take me a minute, but I will mail you stickers. Thank you, two boys, again for sharing the channel. I appreciate it. Again, we're just trying to get the word out there, promote cosplay and vendors, and bring people to shows that they're not able to get to, like our friends in Australia here. Like I want to go to Australia one day, but check out what we're doing here. Like we want to bring you with us. So that's all we're trying to do is bring people with us that can't attend these shows. And again, I've been in a moving house to house, so I'm on a work trip, so the channel is dry. But once we get this Houston footage, Sam and I are going to try to hit some, maybe not shorts, but we'll be posting photos and stuff. So please follow us. We're most heavily active on Instagram as far as quick posts and things, but we are do a lot of shorts, and we'll get back to our longer content as well with this show. So thank you, Larry, for the platform.
Oh no, of course, man. Like I said, this is what this show is about: is to feature, other content creators and people that may or may have not seen your channel. So yeah, again, everybody that's here and everybody listening into the future, definitely check out Laser Wagon's channel. Like I said, I will leave the links in the description.
Sorry for the background. I promise my video, my background. I know more about horror than just liquid death.
Well, the color of your background is almost like backroom. So
Yeah, it is. That's what I was going for. Yeah, I'm in the back rooms. That's exact. I'm glad you picked up on it. You win. You win the Scream popcorn bucket.
okay, Eric, I'll send that to you once I get it, or I'll just give Chris
Yeah,
your address and he'll send it
there
to
you
you.
go. Fake address.
Like, cut
Thank you
out the
again,
middleman.
staff. Yeah,
Thank
cut
y'all
them out.
again so much. Everybody have a good night. Take it easy, and I'll leave it off with this. Jason kicks
Hop
the
in the
boombox.
wagon, loser. Oh yeah, yeah. Hop in the wagon, loser. That's our tagline. So, and it's going to be a fun trip. You know, that's a shout out to Franklin from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, we go deep cuts on some of our references, but we know these people will get it. So please check out our podcast too, Laser Wagon podcast. It's my friend Sam. He's got a lot of good insight as well, and we just banter back and forth. So thank you again for the support.
Thank y'all again, guys. Y'all have a good night. Take it easy, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later.